after the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled they could be used. South Milwaukee City Clerk Sandy Wislowski tells TMJ4 News it's been so far so good in their city with their loan bonds.
It's been a very smooth process. A lot of people have commented that they like that it's back. We feel it's a benefit for those residents that either do not want to mail their ballot back, don't vote in person, or unable to come during our normal office hours.
In South Milwaukee, the elections team there checks the drop box twice a day to pick up the ballots. Polls open at 7 this morning. They remain open until 8 tonight. All you have to do is get in line by 8. I don't think there'll be too much trouble with that today. For a full election rundown, text primary to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620.
Technical problems delayed the start of last night's social media session between Elon Musk and former President Donald Trump. One of the hot topics, once they did get started, was problems at the border.
I saw an ad just before I got on the air. I'm walking over here, and I saw an ad by Kamala saying how she is going to provide border security. Where has she been for 3.5 years? For 3.5 years.
Vice President Harris' campaign responding to the interview saying, quote, the Trump campaign is in service to self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class. Elon Musk also said he'd be happy to host Vice President Harris on various other platforms.
The White House says Iran and its proxies could launch a significant set of attacks against Israel this week. The U.S. is rushing additional troops right now and equipment into that region, including a guided missile submarine and a strike group of F-35s aboard the USS Lincoln. CBS correspondent Rami Incencio in Tel Aviv.
Israel's military spokesman tamped down fears of an imminent attack, stressing there was no change to safety advice and that it would warn the country quickly if there was.
If there is a war between Israel and Iran, it's going to be a war between Iran and the United States of America and Great Britain and France and maybe other European countries and Israel.
Ehud Olmert is a former prime minister of Israel.
President Biden participated in a call with European leaders on Monday, calling for de-escalation and a ceasefire.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has been talking more about Ukrainian gains into Russian territory.
The Russian president sees the Ukrainian army's incursion into the Kursk region as an attempt to halt Moscow's offensive and to gain leverage in any possible future peace talks. Russian forces have been scrambling to respond to the surprise attack after now a week of fierce fighting. But Putin insists his army will prevail. The incursion has caused more than 100,000 civilians to flee. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
Coming up, a family filing suit against Washington County. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. It's where to gear up, score deep, close out savings, and get more for your trade on a new Chevy, Buick, or GMC. Connect with Holiday and enjoy their straightforward, simple, and pressure-free buying approach. Find the one that's right for you from a giant selection of choices. Score deep, close out savings now on many Wisconsin favorites. Then stack that savings with other terrific offers, from low finance rates to generous customer cash to lower your bottom line and your payment. I've been driving Holiday for years. The team culture, passion for excellence, and upbeat positive vibe is what delights and makes fans of guests who tell others of their experience. And I know this, you'll be in great hands with Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer on your side. Accolades are per 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. Find yours, score deep, close out savings, and discover the difference for yourself at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC in Fond du Lac and anytime at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. Wait now or wait a little longer. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help make the right decision for your situation. You spent decades paying in. Optimize what comes out. Drake & Associates can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Claim your free retirement-ready toolkit that has guides on Social Security. To get our complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur says this makes him want to vomit. We'll do it in sports at 6:15.
Does it have to do with the Packers?
It does have to do with the Packers, yes.
Because
he's not just...
It could be a lot of things.
Boy, I really don't care for broccoli. I gag every time.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07. 3 years after a man's death inside the Washington County Jail, the family of Jalen Proft is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the county. Washington County Sheriff Martin Schultes and others. TMJ4 News' Jenna Ray.
Jalen's family say George Telford went into Jalen's cell and started pummeling him.
I think that there was negligence on the part of the sheriff's department.
Jalen's family says it took corrections officers more than 5 minutes to realize what was going on. And at that point, Jalen had already been beaten so badly he was unconscious.
Somebody wasn't doing their job.
Sunday, Jalen's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Washington County, the Washington County Sheriff, and others. When I called the sheriff's office, I was told they don't comment on pending litigation.
To this day, no footage of Proft's death inside the jail has been released.
A Kenosha man accused of being drunk when crashing into a Pleasant Prairie squad car is now in custody.
It happened Sunday night while Pleasant Prairie police officers were in the middle of arresting another driver for OWI on 22nd Avenue. That's when 38-year-old Lennon Urego didn't slow down or move over before slamming his car into the back of one of the squad cars. Police say there are no indications Urego even attempted to hit the brakes, but he was only going between 20 and 25 miles an hour. Urego has an extensive criminal history, including OWI, operating while revoked, and federal drug charges. He was arrested on scene for another OWI after failing field sobriety tests. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Anyone with a kid who does any type of athletics, heads up, or just any type of physical activity, a Waukesha mother hopes your child comes for a discount heart test today, so the tragedy that happened to her son won't happen to another family.
My son was perfectly healthy. He was a 3-sport athlete.
But while the high school junior was playing basketball during spring break in 2019, Patty Lermer says her son Kai collapsed and never woke up. It turns out Kai had a congenital heart disease.
We were blindsided. He had no symptoms.
In 5 years, nearly 1,500 young people from 10 to 25 years old have been tested in Kai's memory. The cost is normally hundreds of dollars, but will be at a discount today from 10 to 3 p.m. at 1721 Northview Road in Waukesha. Julia Fallow, WTMJ News.
We've done this. We brought our oldest a couple of years ago to this.
You're a cross-country kid.
Yep. Just wanted to test it. We'll do the other ones as well. Thanks to the family for doing this. So you can get more information. Just text the word HEART to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620.
It's sad. This is what it took to bring awareness to this issue, but parents, like you heard her say, like they didn't know.
Had no idea.
And getting an EKG is not a standard thing for an athletic physical for kids, you know, but it's becoming more so now as parents would just like to know that information.
Right.
6:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
And now for the Pella Play-by-Play, I'm Jeff Levering alongside Gina Della from Pella.
Thanks, Jeff. How do you say welcome?
With a new entry door from Pella.
Say it with color.
Like baseball bat oak or foul pole yellow?
Say it with class.
Like following players' unwritten baseball rules?
With clarity.
Like a no-doubter shot off the scoreboard?
Or with confidence.
Like an overachieving first-place team who experts predicted would be below average this season.
Before saying welcome with your new entry door from Pella, secure an incredible deal.
Like a ruthless baseball player's agent. Here's a deal you cannot pass up.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 3 years with no money down and equal payments.
That's the ball game. A Pella walk-off.
Your new entry door from Pella is installed and warranted by Pella for years of comfort and durability.
Don't miss out on 0% interest for up to 3 years with no money down and equal payments.
Schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 8/31/2024.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
At 6:11, let's say good morning to Debbie Lazica.
Good morning. It's actually looking pretty good out on the roads. We've got one broken down vehicle on 894 westbound, right about at 84th Street. It is out of traffic, but overall we're looking at a pretty good ride the rest of the area. No other delays or incidents up on the board. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine continues for today with great temperatures. Highs this afternoon in the lower 80s. Once again, there will be that small chance for a pop-up rain shower along the lake breeze, but most areas stay dry. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Temperatures in the 50s inland, mid-60s by the lake. Wednesday, we'll look for mostly sunny skies. Once again, the last day of great weather this week with high temperatures in the lower 80s. On Thursday, here comes our next low-pressure system, bringing cloudier skies and the chance for scattered showers and storms. High temperatures in the mid-70s. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, still the chance for some showers and storms with highs near 80, and a small chance for a rain shower on Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 68 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
At 6:13 on this Tuesday morning, how does the tech guy, right? Elon Musk is the tech guy. He's going to space. He's got the tech car. He's got all the stuff. He owns the Twitter.
Yep.
Now X. How does the tech guy launch these talks on his platform and there are technical issues every time?
And there it is.
Was that what's actually playing?
Yes. 40 minutes. So there is a...
Stand by. Your X use is important to us.
Highly touted Monday night conversation between Elon Musk and former President Donald Trump on X, formerly known as Twitter. It did start. It did go. It took 40 minutes, so they had a big delay. And really, it had to do with, according to Musk, some type of cyber attack.
Spear phishing is a pretty common tactic.
Here it is.
My apologies for the late start. We unfortunately had a massive distributed denial of service attack against our servers, and saturated all of our data lines.
So they did get underway 40 minutes late. They spoke for a couple of hours. They had at one point more than 1 million people listening or viewing the interview. They started by talking about the assassination attempt.
It's very much, I say, an act of God. It's a miracle that it happened, and I'm honored by it. I'm honored by it.
He calls his survival a miracle. Also says he plans to go back to Butler, Pennsylvania this fall for a rally. So they're going to bring that back around to show that they're not afraid of going there. You know, campaign strategy there. Had this to say about getting hit in the ear.
I didn't know I had that much blood.
I thought he wasn't
said it.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to talk about it again. Remember, he told us here in Milwaukee.
Oh, we knew
at
that
the
he
thing,
would.
right? Of course,
we knew.
Said, I may never talk about this again.
So Musk is a big Trump supporter, so not a lot of friction there. They did talk about illegal immigration. They talked about Iran. Trump says he does expect Iran to attack Israel shortly. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about this and a lot of energy and attention taking place in the Middle East. The U.S. is sending warships to that area now in case something is to happen. Speaking of Iran, Trump does claim that their campaign was a victim of a cyber attack that was led by Iran.
The FBI said it is investigating allegations that sensitive documents from the Trump campaign were stolen in a cyber intrusion. The Trump campaign claims that it had been hacked by Iran. The FBI released a brief statement saying, quote, "We can confirm the FBI is investigating this matter." The Trump campaign provided no specific evidence of Iran's involvement. Pat Milton, CBS News, Washington.
So if you're interested in the interview at all, I'm sure it's
Can you
on
go?
next.
You can watch the whole thing somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah. The Wall Street Journal called it, sounded like two people talking on the phone.
Right, you're listening in on a phone call. The audio quality wasn't great. Like, it sounded off.
No. But yeah, it's there. And apparently Musk is offering similar interviews to the vice president if she were to be interested.
Starting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:16.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Since I'm going to see Dr. Alex Young and his team, my neck, my back, even my shoulder, feeling so much better. But these docs can fix a lot more than that. Was just visiting recently with a local mom. She started taking her 2-year-old son to see Dr. Alex for, among other things, constipation and eczema. She tried meds, nothing seemed to be working. Regular adjustments at Connect Chiropractic, she says, cleared those things up for her son. And she was so impressed that both she and her other son are now in care with Connect Chiropractic. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. So no concerns there with the kids. The docs use a special tool for all of the adjustments. It's pain-free and effective. You can stop out and visit them. They were just out at Wisconsin State Fair. Hope you had a chance to stop by the booth. Tell them Vinny sent you. They'll be at the Wauwatosa, West Allis, Waukesha, and Pewaukee farmers markets here into the fall. Or just get started anytime online at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Dodger star Mookie Betts has been out since June with a broken hand. First game back was Monday night at
Great to see you.
Field, and he goes yard.
High ball left field. Back goes Churio, still back, warning track, and it's gone.
Yeah, so you have that gone, add in a little Shohei.
And the pitch to him. Swinging and a fly ball to left and deep and trouble and gone.
Oh, man. Gotta love Mr. Baseball. Add in a little Clayton Kershaw, and there's really not much the crew could do.
And he was dealing. He looked good.
All the stars were working for L.A. on Monday. Skipper Pat Murphy.
You want to swim with the Sharks, you got to be willing to step up in these situations.
Yeah, Murph, a little surprised, he says, by how his boys reacted Monday night. I don't know if they were starstruck or not. We'll have to ask him at 7:45. Kershaw was on point, allowed 3 hits, struck out 6 while keeping the Brewers nearly entirely at bay over 5 2/3. The Journal Sentinel says the Brewers haven't beaten Kershaw in a regular season game since 2018. Same two teams tonight on WTMJ.
Not a good stat. Packers open practice at 10:30 this morning.
We talking about practice.
Just 2 preseason games left for the Pack. An embarrassment of riches at wide receiver. One of the stories that is emerging in this training camp. So, Coach, who's your number one wide receiver right now in camp?
I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver, to be honest with you. It drives me crazy.
My apologies.
All right, so you don't have one?
I don't know that we need to do that, but head coach Matt LaFleur there talking this week about the weapon that is not just one guy or a couple of guys, but this collection of talent.
Who's going to get the ball? I don't know. I mean, it could change on a week-to-week basis. We saw it last year. And then we have Bo Belton come in and be our first 100-yard receiver versus Minnesota. So I think it just, again, it frees us up in terms of just from an offensive standpoint and how we attack people. That could be tough. Maybe we'll be a 10-personnel team. Who knows?
I mean, good problem as it may be to have, you're going to have 10 wide receivers on your roster?
Come on.
53-man roster, right? Leaves you 43 guys for every other position, special teams, all that. So, you also have to worry about whether guys start feeling like they're getting enough targets. Are they moving the ball around? Everybody inside camp keeps saying, no. It's everybody wants to share the ball. Everybody's happy. The solution to that is when you're winning, it's all good. If you start to stumble, then guys start to gripe and whatever. So
correct.
It's all good if you're winning. Packers and Broncos in Denver Sunday night.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
We're thrilled to have the one and only Will Pounder.
I don't know what that means.
Labeled or known as being a big baguette.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
Tell me you want your yard looking as good as mine. Vince Vitrano here for Great Lakes Landscape. I want to share with you this 5-star review for a big job that Great Lakes just did. They're out at a friend's property in New Berlin. He's got a big old barn on the property and asked Ryan and his team at Great Lakes to shore up the earth around the foundation. Looks beautiful. In addition to stabilizing all that, I mean, I was out there. It was a muddy, kind of sinking slope. Now it's all perfectly sodded. They made a nice stone walkway, stone spot for parking vehicles as well. This is what my friend wrote. Communication was incredible throughout the entire process. Now, whether it's a big job like this, a full lawn maintenance package, in fact, there's still time to get on the schedule. Give yourself a break here through the rest of the summer and into the fall. Great Lakes does it all. Tell them you want your yard looking as good as mine. Yeah, my friend's there. Great Lakes Landscape. That's GreatLakesLandscapeWI.com.
Ridiculous fees, robocalls, customer service that's lacking the actual service. It sounds like you might be getting bullied by your bank. You don't have to settle. At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts ready to lend a hand. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/no-bully. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Checking in with Debbie here at 622.
Still looking good right now, Vince. Really not seeing any delays. Volume's just starting to wake up a little bit. And it's yawning and stretching. And yeah, overall, everything else is looking pretty good. No incidents either. But while you are out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you do happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Got mostly sunny skies today. Just a very low chance of a pop-up shower once again and a high of 82 degrees. Mostly clear skies tonight. Low temps dipping down below 50 degrees if you're away from Lake Michigan. Slightly warmer by the lake. And for your Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high of 81. Milwaukee at 68 degrees.
Come with me now.
At a time when we complain about seeing Christmas decorations on sale in the fall, right? Halloween stuff like already out. Like, why can't we get through this and that? Whatever. I feel like I haven't seen a big back-to-school push yet.
Oh, it had to have already happened, right?
Aren't we usually inundated with a back-to-school and your first reaction in late July is like, back-to-school? What? Oh, summer's sneaking away.
Sometimes you can buy through the school now. You can get like your little package of compasses and
that's
rulers.
No fun. Right, you want to go choose the color, do you want lions on your folder for this?
Your trapper keeper.
Callie Herbst is founder of Milwaukee with Kids, MKEWithKids.com. She's with us this morning. Time to start thinking about all this stuff, Callie.
Yeah, absolutely. And all you need to do is go walk around Target and you'll find all the back to school stuff. So I don't know where you've been walking around.
I guess I haven't spent enough time in Target. You're right. So probably getting those school supply lists in the emails soon if you haven't already. That's getting expensive. And so with so much to do, like how do you start to prioritize? Do you go with the school supplies first or the clothes, the new shoes, the haircuts? What do we do?
Yeah, you're right. There's so much to do this time of year. The school supplies, you want to make sure you get that official supply list, get everything labeled. You also want to think about like backpacks and lunch boxes, are they still in good shape from last year or do you need a new one? And things like sports equipment too. So, I don't want to like overwhelm everybody, but there's just, it's a good time to think about all this so you're not scrambling later. So think about like, have you signed up for the sports and activities? Do they have the equipment they need for that? Does that stuff still fit them? Seasonal gear. There just is a good time to just kind of take stock of everything.
My kids have pictures today at the high school, and I'm so curious how that's going to go because I won't be around and my wife won't be, so the boys are going by themselves.
Oh, good luck. You're going to get those back, and they're going to be terrible. You wore that shirt?
Wearing some Brewers t-shirt.
Right. And did they get their haircuts in time? Because now this is also a good time for that.
Mm-hmm. You're right. We had issues about that, trying to rush to get that done.
There have to be some other things, too, Callie, that you focus on, particularly with younger kids, about getting them reacclimated to what will be their school schedule, right, in these last few weeks of summer?
Definitely. So, again, now is a great time to start thinking, all right, in a few weeks, we're going to all have to be up at 7 a.m. or even earlier. So why don't we just start to gradually, get them out of bed a little earlier throughout the summer just to acclimate them to that schedule? Some people also like to run through a morning routine, as you get closer to the actual first day of school, let's pretend it's the first day of school. How is this going to go? Just to sort of get everyone prepared.
And probably still time to squeeze in that one last family getaway, right? Only a few weeks left to do it.
Definitely. I think that's a great idea, is just enjoy these last few weeks of summer. And then also, if people are feeling anxious about the first day of school, maybe set a fun thing to do that after school on that first day or the following weekend, something for everybody to look forward to as a reward for getting through that stressful week or day.
Love that idea. We always do that. We always go out to dinner after the first day of school. A little debrief. Kids look forward to that.
Right. Then they're forced to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
When you're all at the table.
Then they have to say something to us. Yes.
Callie Herbst is founder of MKEWithKids.com. Thanks so much, Callie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. Then instead, listen, we're here anyway, so you better give me something better than fine.
And my wife will not be deterred. She's like, so how'd it go? Tell me. How was first period? Like she will not let them get away with the one-word answer.
I don't like the idea of the all your school supplies come in the box. I like to go out there and
go get
choose
everything.
The supplies. At least I did when I was a kid. I guess now as a parent, send the box.
What was the supply that never got any use, like that you always got every year? The
compass.
Yeah.
You bought a new compass and protractor every year. What happened to the other ones? What happened to them? Where are they? Somewhere there's a graveyard of compasses. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down 140 points to 39,357. NASDAQ and S&P 500 were both up. NASDAQ closed at 16,781 and the S&P 500 at 5344. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com.
Big savings are here, thanks to Senator Dan Fine. He helped cut property taxes by $11 billion, making home ownership more affordable. That's not all. His efforts slashed income and franchise taxes by nearly $17 billion. Call 608-266-5300 and thank Senator Fine for keeping your money where it belongs, in your wallet. Remember, when your money's on the line, you can count on Senator Dan Fine. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Advocacy Fund.
Uline is here for the hard workers, for the ones rolling up their sleeves, working round the clock, and getting the job done. You're dedicated to doing what it takes to keep a business growing. Uline is dedicated to helping you make that happen. Working 7 days a week, staying fully stocked and ready to ship any of our 41,000 items the same day. Uline, your shipping and industrial supply specialists. Visit uline.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for J.D. Griffiths. It was more than a year ago that my wife and I decided we needed new garage doors. And now a year later from J.D. Griffiths, and they look brand new. Just gorgeous garage doors that enhance the look of the house. They pop. I tell you, they pop. J.D. Griffiths has been doing it for more than 70 years. And they're not just providing premier garage doors. They're also Milwaukee's detached garage builders. They do it all for you. And now J.D. Griffiths is offering you a deal. You can get $100 off a new garage door opener with the purchase of a brand new garage door from J.D. Griffiths. They'll come in, you'll get that free at-home estimate, and they'll take care of you. Here's what you do. Go to the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ, or call 414-362-7222 and mention me, Erik Bilstad, and you will save some cash. Check out J.D. Griffiths and enhance the look of your home. Those garage doors, they pop. 414-362-7222, J.D. Griffiths.
6:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, August 13th, our top story. Nearing the start of the Wisconsin partisan primary.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Hot coals destroy a home in Delafield.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We're looking good out on the roads right now, not seeing really any kind of incidents or delays. Maybe a quick tap of the brakes right around 68th Street on 894 westbound, but really overall, everything's looking good. Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Just a low chance of a pop-up shower once again today with a high of 82 degrees under otherwise mostly sunny skies.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Middle East bracing for a possible attack against Israel, retaliation for the recent assassination of a top Hezbollah leader, as well as one from Hamas. ABC's Tom Sophie Burridge is in Tel Aviv.
This morning, the White House saying an attack by Iran and its proxies on Israel could come this week. That assessment amid a flurry of U.S. diplomacy, with the U.S. sending back-channel messages to Iran, according to one official, with other U.S. officials, quote, cautiously optimistic Iran will limit the scope of an attack.
The incursion into Russian territory continues. Ukrainian forces have taken control of the neighboring Kursk region along the front lines in eastern Ukraine. Elon Musk and former President Donald Trump holding a conversation last night on Musk's X platform. Trump talking about the immigration policy he will embrace if reelected.
We're going to have the largest deportation in history. of this country.
The event delayed 40 minutes. Musk says it was because of a denial of service attack against X. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision, Wisconsin. Today, the Wisconsin partisan primary election with polls opening in less than a half hour now. They should remain open till 8 tonight. You'll see all of the options on the ballot for all parties, but remember, you can only cast votes for one party. If you vote in multiple parties' elections, your vote will not count. You should get an indication of that. You'd have to redo the ballot. Highlights include U.S. Senate and congressional races, as well as the open state Senate seat to replace Lena Taylor and multiple battles in the state assembly. Same-day voter registration is available in Wisconsin. You do need a photo ID to vote.
The only nonpartisan options on today's primary election ballot are two referendum questions that would change the state constitution to limit the governor's ability to spend federal funds. Republican State Representative Robert Whitkey sponsored the amendments.
Right now, there are no checks and balances with this type of money. We have no input, no oversight till after the fact.
The two questions have generated an uproar among Democrats who say they're confusingly worded and argue it's going to hinder the governor's ability to respond quickly during emergencies. State Representative Francesca Hong.
This is a Republican power grab, plain and simple. They aim to strip the power from the governor and will cause all federal funding to Wisconsin to be caught up in legislative gridlock.
Polls open today at 7 a.m., close at 8 p.m. For a full rundown on all the races throughout the state, just text the word primary to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620.
Recall organizers in Milwaukee have submitted now petition signatures against 4 members of the Milwaukee Public School Board of Directors in an attempt to trigger recall elections. Those petitions filed Monday target Board President Marva Herndon, Vice President Jilly Gokogandi, and board members Erica Simonson and Missy Zambor. Milwaukee Election Commission has 31 days now to review the signatures with a September 12th deadline for doing so. Last day for challenges to those signatures, August 22nd, with rebuttals to those challenges due later this month.
Firefighters in Waukesha County are reminding people to keep grills at least 10 feet from buildings. This after a house fire occurred in Delafield. The fire started from hot coals. Started in an attached garage of the home, spread to the house Sunday night. 2 people inside sleeping were able to get out safely. No one was injured.
Kenosha man now in custody, accused of crashing into a Pleasant Prairie police squad, as well as drunk driving. This was Sunday night. Pleasant Prairie officers were actually in the middle of completing the arrest of another driver for OWI at the time.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
It's Hatch Pepper Week at Sendik's. Everything from Hatch Pepper enchiladas and pinza pizzas to Hatch Pepper chocolate chip cookies. This week at Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Every great Midwest bank branch has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Michael Quizon is IT Systems Administrator. Michael, the bank has a slogan.
We are called Simply Local. We're a Simply Local bank.
And your business technology company, James Imaging Systems, has been a 100% locally owned and managed company right here in Wisconsin for over 40 years.
They're more like a partner to us.
In what way?
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, document imaging technology, and local service and support.
We can get our printers up and running right away if we have any issues. We can do our business without any downtime at all.
The benefit to Great Midwest Bank?
Efficient operations, time savings on my end. There's no other partner that we can bring on.
Start your partnership with James Imaging Systems today. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I love the Fox and Hounds, voted the best supper club in the area and serving fabulous meals for almost 90 years in their rustic timber building. WTMJ's John Mercure here. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free always. Desserts, too. It's the best dining value in the state. Steak, seafood, pasta, even the steak and lobster, and prime rib on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Your second dinner is free as you dine in one of the 8 elegant dining rooms. Relax with your favorite beverage on the patio in the woods. It's spectacular. Incredible place to have a drink. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. Wherever you live, it's worth the beautiful drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest to the Fox and Hounds, a summer must-see. free. Gift cards are perfect year-round gifts, as your second dinner is always free, Free free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Brighten up your Monday and Tuesday with a free dinner tonight. Tables are open at my favorite place, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Brewers mowed down in their first against the Dodgers. We got 3 more shots at them. We'll talk about it in sports at 6:45.
Do you have anyone you know who's got a Google phone?
I don't know that I've ever seen a Google phone in the wild. Right? When they're advertised, like the commercials, they sound very sexy. They can do this, they can do that, right? But just, I don't know anyone who has one, no.
Well, Google's set to announce some new Pixel smartphones today.
Usually, Google holds off on releasing new smartphones until October, but this year it's getting a jump on things and preempting Apple's September event in the process. Android authorities see Scott Brown.
Google's like, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to swap it out. We feel really confident about what the Pixel line can do, and so we're going to launch it before the iPhone. In fact, right before the iPhone.
The Pixel 9 phones are expected to get better cameras and more RAM to power Google's artificial intelligence tools. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
So, better cameras. How can they get any better? Honestly, we keep every new phone that gets released, the camera's going to be even better.
And it's actually what every user says they want in their new phone. You know what I want in a new phone? I want a better camera. Like,
right.
You do?
This isn't perfect enough?
You know what's wild? So I guess she's front end of the Gen Zs, so my college kid.
Okay.
You know what she's running around with now? A camera. A digital camera, one of the small actual
a little
cameras.
Point and click?
Right, a little point and click. And I'm like, what are you doing with that? Like, she dug it up, like we had one.
Awesome.
She's like, can I have this? I'm like, sure, you can have it. What? She's using it. I'm like, what is it? She's like, it's a thing now. Like, really? Because that's so not as good as the camera actually in your phone. And you also have this other process of now having to download those pics somewhere.
Your editing capability is so much easier just in that thing you're holding right there, but okay.
But she wanted to move backwards. She said, yeah, it's a thing now.
Retro tech, baby.
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing, too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
I'm no Vince Vitrano, but I do like my backyard. Not because my lawn looks good, because it doesn't, but because I have a beautiful retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Hi all, Debbie Lazaga here, and this past weekend I was able to sit under my beautiful awning and watch that lawn grow and sip my lemonade saying I really should get to that. But really, if you are looking for a way to expand your living space, give Comfort Awnings a call. They service Southeast Wisconsin and Northern Illinois and have a huge selection of colors and fabrics to make your installations match your home perfectly. The installation is quick and painless. It only took about 2 hours for the guys to do. And once they finished, they cleaned right up. And we just marveled at how good this thing looks and works. Extend your living space? Yes, please. And right now, until the end of August, you can get $200 off any awning or screen. Give them a call at 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
Retirement is what we do. Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. We understand retirement planning because retirement planning and investment management is what we do. For over 36 years, we've been helping our clients retire well with our streamlined retirement process. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in investable assets, give our office a call at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomenandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Traffic is sponsored by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. That's what the man said, Deb.
You betcha. All right. Well, looks like we've got a crash now on the ramp from 4394 northbound to 94 westbound in the Marquette, off on the left shoulder. So just heads up with that. Beyond that, you do have a little bit of a backup from just west of 27th Street through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Westbound 894, that woke up. We've got delays now from before Loomis all the way to 68th Street, and then a little bit past Forest Home all the way to about 92nd Street, where there is a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder. Rest of the system looking okay. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast will hit the repeat button for today. Mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the lower 80s this afternoon. Very small chance for a pop-up rain shower along that afternoon lake breeze, but most areas stay dry. Tonight, mostly clear skies, temperatures in the 50s, inland mid-60s by the lake with calm winds tonight. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the lower 80s. Changes arrive on Thursday as a low pressure passes off to the north. We'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms possible both in the morning and in the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Friday, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures near 80 with still the chance for showers and storms, and the small chance for an isolated rain shower on Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
68 degrees in Milwaukee. At 6:42, looking ahead here, how Wisconsin responds to this request will be a factor in determining whether we see some major events back in our state anytime in the near future. This is a golf story, but it's not a golf story. This is a major event story. So maybe you like golf, maybe you don't. But these majors that we've had in our state over the last 3 decades have been economic boons. They've been great for attention for our state. Right now, the USGA is taking applications for volunteers to work at the U.S. Women's Open, which comes to Wisconsin in 2025. The event is May 26th through June 1st, and it will be staged at Erin Hills in Washington County, which was the site of the 2017 Men's Open.
Yeah, we're excited. We're on the clock. We know that. But we feel like we have a good game plan because we were here in 2017.
Yes, on the clock indeed. That's Chris Schoonover. I've known Chris for many years. She's had a lot of different roles in golf administration, but she's serving now as general chair for the 2025 U.S. Women's Open. I talked with her on site out at Erin Hills earlier this summer and noted to her, as you've heard me talk about both on air, Eric, and in our conversations, I keep complaining about this, or at least pointing it out. I have some anxiety over the fact that for the first time in 3 decades, Wisconsin does not have a major golf event on the calendar beyond next year's Open. Not Erin Hills, not Black Wolf Run, not Whistling Straits, all sites of major championships over the last 30 years here. The request is out for volunteers right now for the Women's Open. Folks being asked to fill the 1,500 positions needed to put on that championship. Our ability to fill those roles and then execute them well will inform the USGA as to the scheduling of future events, as will attendance here. Here's another thing to point out. Last 2 U.S. Women's Opens have set attendance records. Here again is Chris Schoonover on that.
That's our goal. Let's set another record. We know it's the elite best players in the world, at top of their game, coming back to the state of Wisconsin. And you said it. We have the chance to showcase Wisconsin, our hospitality, and they deserve that. They deserve that exposure and opportunity to show the best with the fans in the stands.
These are all things that we excel at. Volunteers, fans, hospitality, sponsorships.
Yeah.
Infrastructure and support for the events. It's a great site for a championship. They've got tons of land out there. Did you get out to the Open in 17?
I did not. I missed it.
I even brought my kids. And
excellent. Good for you.
They didn't much care about golf, but they thought it was cool being around this big event.
Pomp,
right? Yeah, exactly. So Wisconsin should be in the rotation for more of these huge golf events. We have an opportunity to remind the USGA of that. So I'll keep you posted. You know, many people who have volunteered at these events over the years, they love it. They always go back. Some even travel to events in other parts of the country. So tickets are on sale now as well. U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills in May of 2025.
Between market volatility, inflation, global unrest, and the presidential election, there's a lot going on. Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Have a plan built that matches up with your investment and retirement goals. Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. It's time to put things in order. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. AnnexWealth.com.
You have one of those spaces in your house that you can never keep clean. Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Stand by for a new offer from my friends Katie and Dan. See, they don't want to beat yourself up over it. You need the right tools to get organized. So let's get Inspired Closets Milwaukee on the line and have them custom design actual solutions. So no more just moving stuff around. Drawers, cabinets, hangers, cubbies, whatever fits your needs, and the quality of the hardware that is not only functional but beautiful. You can stop by Inspired Closets in Waukesha, see it for yourself, try everything out, and then you work with the team to build your project in their 3D software so you know exactly how it's going to look and how much it will cost before you start the project. And here's the deal. Tell them Vinny sent you. You get 10% discount on your project or 18 months of free financing. Don't just keep cleaning out the same space over and over again to watch it get dirty. Custom design a solution. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Stars came out Monday night at AmFam Field, but for the wrong team. The LA Dodgers, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani going yard, and pitcher Clayton Kershaw just basically did what future Hall of Famers do as the crew falls 5-2. Freddie Peralta, concerning now, giving up more long balls. Almost gave up another one if it wasn't for Garrett Mitchell saving it. Other than a 2-run dong from William Contreras, the team didn't hit much either.
The moment was a lot, and a little surprised, but Kershaw was great.
Yeah, Pat Murphy, a little disappointed with how the team handled itself against this. The star-studded Dodgers.
You want to swim with the Sharks, you got to be willing to step up in these situations.
Yeah, wasn't much there, he didn't think. So same teams
I like
tonight.
That. We got Murph today, right?
Yeah, we got him at 7:45. We'll ask him about that. Colin Ray on the hill against Gavin Stone of the Dodgers tonight, right here on WTMJ.
Packers and Broncos Sunday night in Denver to be the Packers' second game of this preseason. We played for you Jordan Love the other day, saying that he's actually open to getting more preseason snaps. He won 3 plays, and that was that in that first game. Don't know for sure if or when we will see him again before the opener in Brazil next month. Actually, speaking of Brazil, let me play you this first. Head coach Matt LaFleur on what he expects when the Packers take the field against the Eagles that night.
My expectation is everybody shows up in green and yellow and cheers for the Packers. That's my expectation.
Okay, real good. So we got that covered.
All right, okay.
On this coming week, do expect to see more of first-round draft pick now in his second year with the Packers, defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness, who had an excellent game against the Browns last week.
He's a guy that didn't get a ton of reps in college, to be honest with you. I don't even know if he started at Iowa. But so I think just, once again, every rep is so valuable for him, just the more play time. That's why we played him a little bit longer, is just get him more game action, and he'll be a guy that I would anticipate playing in this next game as well.
Kind of forget, as a first-round pick, he was a bit of a reach. Yeah. Maybe, but they saw something in him where he could have growth, and that growth appears to be happening.
Cool.
But they want to get him more reps here in the preseason. 7 p.m. is the kick Sunday night in Denver, and that game airs on NBC locally here, TMJ4.
Can you guess what this sound is?
We're taping up a box. We're sending something to somebody.
That's Jordan Childs sending back her bronze medal.
Savage.
USA Gymnastics. Man, that's a
That's
big
that,
box.
huh?
Okay.
Well, you want to make
Jordan.
sure. There's a hunk of gold in there.
USA Gymnastics says the arbitration panel will not reconsider a decision asking gymnast Childs to return the bronze medal. So that means it's now supposed to be sent back to this Romanian gymnast. Now, this is that flow routine. It's been going back and forth. The U.S. now going to go to the Swiss Federal Tribunal, one last shot at maybe being able to keep it, but it sounds like she'll have to send it back.
What do they have to say about it?
I don't know what the Swiss Federal
Tribunal.
Just a bunch of people in robes.
Yeah. Ask these folks over here.
I mean, how many cases do they handle like this?
Yes, and what authority and jurisdiction do they have over all this?
I don't get it.
Okay, 6:50 in Wisconsin's Morning News.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
Everyone is trying to sell as much as they can, but you want people to stay for a long time and spend money.
Get to know what's going on in the community and businesses throughout Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've been asking people, do you have a budget when you come to the state fair? And everyone pauses and said, huh? No, we just come and we eat as much as we can.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Vince Vitrano here for 2-day painting, and there is still time for you to get on the schedule for a project this summer. Any project, painting inside or out, you want 2-day painting. Don't burn a weekend, weeks, or even the whole summer up on a ladder doing it yourself. We're running out of time here this summer. Don't go with one of these companies that drags their feet. 2-Day Painting is committed to fully staffing your job with a crew that can knock it out in a timely manner. That's what happened at my house. We had a really big job. The crew was in a matter of days and done. There wasn't a day on here, then a couple days off, and then some other folks come in. It was a continuous process through a series of days. They cleaned up beautifully after each night of work. I brought 2-Day Painting into our home for exactly that, and I recommend them for yours. Here's the deal right now. You can still take advantage of the summer special. It's 15% off the cost of your project when you tell them Vinny sent you. And there's more. They'll give you 10% back, up to $1,000 to spend on a winter job later this year. 262-706-1135. That's 262-706-1135. 2daypainting.com.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements.
I couldn't be happier with the new roof Ridgetop Exteriors installed. It's like having a brand new home.
The team at Ridgetop Exteriors made upgrading my siding a breeze. Quality work and friendly service.
With a track record of excellence, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:53.
All right, we still have this crash on the ramp from 4394 northbound to westbound 94 off on the left shoulder. More delays then from 25th Street through the Stadium interchange. Now 894 westbound has its own accident. It's at Forest Home, and the right lane is blocked with this. So watch out for the delays, basically coming from 27th Street now all the way past that point. So careful with that. Northbound 43 slowing down around the North Avenue curve all the way up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 82 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Chance of a pop-up shower. Mostly clear skies tonight. Low down to 64 at the lake. 57 degrees your low temp inland. And for Wednesday, mostly sunny skies and a high of 81. Right now, Milwaukee at 66 degrees. Talk about stuff sneaking up on you at the end of the summer. This happens all the time. Irish Fest kicks off later this week in the wake of record numbers for some summer staples already. Had record attendance at EAA this year, new record at Wisconsin State Fair. We'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later. I want to bring in newly declared Irish national, friend of the program, Lori Nickel at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. No, I joke, but legit, you only discovered your part Irish only recently, right?
Yeah, that's a family mystery right there. But during the pandemic, when we had all that downtime, I took one of the DNA tests. And, German, Nickel is German, Polish, the usual Swedish. And then I'm like, even 2% Nigerian, thank you very much, but also like 7% Irish. And I just dove in. I embraced the shamrock, like so truly. So this is a holiday this week. This is sacred. I hope everybody goes to Milwaukee Irish Fest because, embrace your everybody can identify as Irish regardless of what your heritage is. So it's fine.
I kind of super appreciate that, though. I've always said, like, if there was something that I would love to discover, I also am, it'd be part Irish. Because I have so many great memories. Our girls Irish danced with Glencastle for many years, and I felt like that was sort of my ticket in to Irish Fest of like, no, I'm not Irish, but I have Irish dancers, so I'm good. Like, I wanted to be accepted.
Totally. And that's one of those family that you were talking earlier about what to do, what can you do with kids before you go back to school? And I was just thinking, at the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert a couple of weeks ago at Harley Fest, I was surrounded by so many smokers and people vaping and everything else. And I came home and I felt sick after a concert. You don't get that at Irish Fest. It is such a welcoming environment for all ages. And I am comfortable with bringing my 77-year-old father there as well as my 8-year-old niece if I, to this kind of festival. Irish Fest has something for everybody. I just love it. The food is great, and the music is great. Now I'm friends with a musician who's going to be performing there. So yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I hope people can go.
This could be the one time where the Red Hot Chili Pipers are better than the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We heard that Pepper show is pretty
I'm telling
good.
you, I've seen the Pipers many times.
Are they even
That's
coming?
amazing.
I don't know if they're even coming this year.
Yeah, I think they are.
Awesome.
And yes, it's just, but also go see Gadon. Okay, it's this band Gadon, and of course, it's 4 guys from Italy playing Irish music with our friend Enda Scal, who used to be with We Banjo 3. So you've got an Irish guy from Galway and 4 Italians playing in this band called Gadon. They were a hit last week at Irish Fest in La Crosse. I went to that. And so they're going to be doing really well too. But yeah, there's so much good music and so many different varieties of Irish music that I never appreciated before. So it's fun, and you can dance to it. You can sit, whatever you want to do. It's really a good time.
Lori Nicola, friend of the program out of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and newly declared Irish national. You wear it well, Lori.
Thank you.
Take care.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
New orders slow down at factory automation firm Rockwell Automation. That leads the company to reduce its headcount 6% since early this year. That's a higher figure than earlier estimates. Green Bay Packaging is not disclosing plans, but acquires 80 acres south of Phoenix. The corrugated container firm is growing nationwide and expanding its plant in Germantown. Dee Sims, who founded Legacy Bank with 2 other black women to fill a banking void in Milwaukee's Central City, dies at age 81. A service is planned for Thursday. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Does your home need a new defensive coach? Have wind, cold, or water breached? I recommend Siding Unlimited. Wind and cold get through your windows? Siding Unlimited fixes that. Water challenging your roof? Siding Unlimited fixes that too. Is the siding letting the elements through or just looking offensive? Fixing that is Siding Unlimited's first and continuing specialty. When weather's offense beats your home's defense, contact Siding Unlimited. Their name says siding, but they are so much more. Whatever the breach, put Siding Unlimited in. Their good work is on display at their unique outside-in showroom. They're waiting for you. What are you waiting for? SidingUnlimited.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Vince Vitrano for Great Lakes Landscape. You've been out in the yard this summer, starting to notice it's looking old, tired, boring. Let's fix that with Great Lakes Landscape. It can be as simple as fresh mulch and tightening up the edges on your flower beds. That's what Great Lakes did at my house. Or think big. Great Lakes Landscape can design and refresh your yard with new trees, plants, and perennials. Build a new space with a paver patio, fire pit, retaining wall. Still room on the schedule to get your project done so that you can enjoy it through the fall. Great Lakes Landscape. That's GreatLakesLandscapeWI.com.
Big savings are here, thanks to Senator Dan Fine. He helped cut property taxes by $11 billion, making home ownership more affordable. That's not all. His efforts slashed income and franchise taxes by nearly $17 billion. Call 608-266-5300 and thank Senator Fine for keeping your money where it belongs, in your wallet. Remember, when your money's on the line, you can count on Senator Dan Fine. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Advocacy Fund.
Protect mom's assets, protect your assets. Call Krause Estate Planning, estateplanningpeople.com.
Time for the crew to take those old trolley dodgers out to the ball game.
Hit in the air to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and way gone!
Our Brewers-Dodgers coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up. We are your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, August 13th, our top story. The polls are open in Wisconsin.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. A family sues Washington County over the death of their son.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got a couple of accidents now. One on the ramp from 4394 northbound to 94 westbound off on the left shoulder. And then we've got another one on 894 westbound at Forest Home. Right lane is blocked with this, so be prepared for some big delays all the way back to the Mitchell interchange. And then beyond that, we do have a broken down semi being hooked up to a tow truck, so that should start to tie things up as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your storm team forecast, just a low chance of a pop-up shower. Otherwise, a pretty nice day, mostly sunny and a high of 82 degrees. Mostly clear skies overnight. Inland low dips down to 57, a little bit warmer near Lake Michigan. 64 degrees right now in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, decision, Wisconsin. It's partisan primary election day across the state. Polls open now. They should remain open till 8 this evening.
You'll see all options on the ballot for all parties today, but can only cast votes for one party. If you vote for multiple, your vote will not count. Highlights on the ballot today include U.S. Senate and congressional races, as well as an open state Senate seat to replace Lena Taylor and multiple battles in the Assembly. Additionally, all voters will be asked 2 referenda questions regarding the governor's ability to spend federal funds. Same-day voter registration is allowed, and all voters must bring an ID. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
3 years after a man's death inside the Washington County Jail, the family of Jalen Proft is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the county. Also against Washington County Sheriff Martin Schultes and others as well. TMJ4's Jenna Ray.
Jalen's family say George Telford went into Jalen's cell and started pummeling him.
I think that there was negligence on the part of the sheriff's department.
Jalen's family says it took corrections officers more than 5 minutes to realize what was going on. And at that point, Jalen had already been beaten so badly he was unconscious.
Somebody wasn't doing their job.
Sunday, Jalen's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Washington County, the Washington County Sheriff, and others. When I called the sheriff's office, I was told they don't comment on pending litigation.
To this day, no footage of Proft's death inside the jail has been released.
The world on edge as tensions rise in the Middle East. It appears it's no longer a question of if Iran will directly strike Israel, but when.
Iran rejecting calls by the UK, France, and Germany to refrain from retaliatory strikes on Israel, saying that would defy, quote, political logic. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman signaling Tehran will attack, calling the Israeli killing of a top Hamas leader in Tehran a violation of Iran's sovereignty. Israeli and U.S. intel indicate Iran could strike Israel directly as soon as this week, but the scope of the attack remains unclear. The Israeli army on its highest level of alert. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Tropical storm Ernesto is expected to become a hurricane later this week. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson says it currently is bringing heavy rains to Guadalupe to northern parts of the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean.
Over the next 24 hours, the storm is going to make a very close pass or make a landfall in either Puerto Rico, the U.S., or the British Virgin Islands.
The system could strengthen to a hurricane by Thursday as it turns north towards Bermuda.
Coming up, a Madison scientist creating every parent's dream. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the family-owned Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mine Shaft, one of my favorite places. It's super affordable. The atmosphere is so much fun. As a matter of fact, it's big food and big fun. Today and every Tuesday, the all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet is just $9.99. Seriously, it's all your favorite authentic Mexican and all you can eat for $9.99. Your kids and grandkids can safely play in that huge game room, quietly tucked aside from the dining area. You really should try the Mine Shaft's all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet. It's $9.99. It's delicious. Desserts are buy one, get one free. The cool and comfortable Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh with lots of seating. Just walk in today for your Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for under $10. The Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry is $6.99. Shut the front door. $6.99 from 11 a.m. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Let us explain. If you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct today and decide in the future you want to upgrade to a larger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. For example, let's say you bought her a $5,000 diamond last year, but now she wants to upgrade to a $6,000 diamond. Diamonds Direct will give you $5,500 toward the new one. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Whether that first diamond was $3,000 or $30,000, you get 10% more. Who else does this? And unlike other stores who claim to offer diamond upgrades, at Diamonds Direct, there's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Come and discover real value and buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love. Our passion. Diamonds Direct. Now open in Wauwatosa.
Eager to remodel your kitchen, bath, or rec room? This is Rob Adair, and we're ready with a personal redesign for you. Adair Floors and Remodeling in Franklin. Give us a call and get personal care from Adair. 761-3660. AdairFloors.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur says he wants to vomit when he hears discussion of this. We'll bring that to you at 7:15.
Petitions now officially submitted against 4 members of the Milwaukee Public Schools Board, the Board of School Directors, in an attempt to trigger recall elections. Those petitions filed Monday target Board President Marva Herndon, Vice President Jilly Gokul-Gandhi, and board members Erica Simpson and Missy Sambor.
New tax incremental financing district will allow a local developer to build affordable housing on the northwest side of Milwaukee. Mayor Cavalier Johnson announcing a partnership with Habitat for Humanity and the Group, which will allow the tax rate for developers to stay the same for 3 decades. Group President and CEO Michael tells TMJ4 News it's been a lifelong dream to develop houses in the city in which he grew up.
You have to continue to invest or the neighborhoods continue to decline. Projects like this, initiatives like this, is people believing in the community. It makes people want to stay here in Milwaukee and see hope, and see opportunity.
Houses set to be built in the area from Garfield Avenue up to Vine between 23rd and 26th.
It's like a dream come true for parents. A scientist at UW-Madison has created the ultimate summer concoction, ice cream that does not melt.
I focused on the scooped ice cream because Wisconsin, Babcock Hall, we always have our ice cream scoops going on over there. It's a lot easier than having to mold a bunch of popsicles.
With the no-melt popsicle recipe under wraps, CJ Wicks was determined to dig deep and discover the science behind it.
They started with strawberry polyphenols. Polyphenols are super healthy for you. They are also called antioxidants. I did all these different tests to learn that the polyphenols were interacting with the fat and the protein within the ice cream.
Her research resulted in the creation of ice cream that can last at room temperature for more than 4 hours. But how does it taste?
So my research didn't focus on the sensory. That would be the next scientist's job.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
I like that. Right. But is it good?
Call.
I don't know.
Not my
Doesn't
problem.
melt. Right. Yeah, that's not my area. We're all staying in our lanes here. What happens in your stomach? Does it stay frozen in there? Jeez, I'm so cold.
That's a great question.
7:09.
It's inside your body.
On Wisconsin's Morning News. So cold.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing, too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Oh, I wish this ice cream would melt. Right?
Just sit in my stomach.
It just sits in there.
How long? I really need this to melt
At least
now.
4 hours.
Right.
Is what the story.
Had to be in there for 3 hours. Hour and a half. Oh, my God. So cold.
Yeah, what does that do to your ice cream headaches that you get?
Really need this to melt.
Really need this to melt. Seemed like a good idea.
Oh, brother. Hot tea, quick. All right, northbound 43. We've got, actually 4394. We've got an accident on the ramp to get onto westbound 94. That's starting to affect your ride northbound 894 or northbound 4394. So be careful with that. Northbound 43 beyond that. From about North Avenue up to Keefe is where we're seeing delays. Now for the big stuff. Westbound 894, we do have this accident right at Forest Home. It is blocking the right lane partially, actually fully, as squad is there now blocking the right lane completely. So it's going to be a tight squeeze coming in from the Mitchell Interchange, along with all the construction anyway. Beyond that, there is a semi being hooked up to a tow truck. It was broken down earlier this morning, and hopefully they'll be able to get that one out of there sooner rather than later. But all the backups are behind the accident. Westbound 94, a little tight right through the stadium interchange. Eastbound's just starting to build up a bit more in volume, especially if you're heading eastbound with the sun glare that might be hitting you. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Still a couple more days of great weather this week. Today, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the lower 80s this afternoon. Very low chance for a pop-up rain shower in the afternoon along the lake breeze, but I think most areas will stay dry for today. Tonight, mostly clear skies, temperatures in the 60s by the lake, mid-50s inland. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the lower 80s. And then here come our rain chances heading towards Thursday. A low pressure passes off to our north, mostly cloudy skies with a chance for scattered showers and storms throughout the day. Friday, partly cloudy skies, still the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms with high temperatures near 80. And then for Saturday, still a small chance for a rain shower with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got us at 64 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Decision Wisconsin, the polls are open for the partisan primary. So here's a question for you, Vince. Will more people vote today than went to Wisconsin State Fair
Absolutely
this year?
not. Absolutely not. Wait till you hear this number. As I predicted, you could see this coming. Said after EAA reported another record year for attendance, nearly 750,000 people at EAA over that week-long run, I said on this year's program, keep your eyes on State Fair. We could be lined up for another record run there. Indeed.
All right.
The 173rd running of the Wisconsin State Fair brought more than 1.1 million people to the grounds for the 11-day run.
Now, why do you think that is?
I don't know.
I mean, that's not a shot at State Fair.
No,
just
but
curious what would have led to the surge this year.
There was only one day of rain, right?
That
was
really
right in the
bad
beginning.
day?
Sure,
After
that Thursday, right?
The weather was spectacular, so.
But we've been doing the fair for a few years.
Yeah.
What did I say, 173rd?
So something like that.
More than a century and a half. 1,136,805 fairgoers reported. About 6,000 more than the pre-pandemic record of 2019. So this isn't like a record, post-pandemic. Like, this is a record. Something going on here. Yet Summerfest was down.
Yeah, Summerfest was down.
But Summerfest is doing something different.
Yeah.
And
Yep, you're right.
We've long talked about since Bo Black was the director there for many years, and then Smiley took over.
Her motivation was different than what the motivation is
Jam
now.
as many people down there as possible, and Smiley kind of changed that. He said, well, let's try to focus on experience.
Yeah.
Lower numbers don't necessarily mean lower quality. It just means fewer people came, but maybe they had a better time.
You don't need
maybe they spent more money.
The midway.
Sure.
At Summerfest.
I just talked to some friends of ours who went 6 times. 6 times to the fair. They're like, well, we didn't stay all day every day, but he said we bought tickets early when they're at a discount, and we went for a few hours every day. We'd hear a band, we'd have some drinks, we'd have some stuff.
It seems like it's too easy to just say that it was the weather. I feel like there has to have been something else involved there, too.
352,000 original cream puffs this year. They added another 21,000 in the specialty flavors.
So you think less people will vote?
Than 1 million? Absolutely. I mean, what's presidential election year? We're north of 3 million for the state.
Usually.
So if you're at 1 million,
that'd be pretty good.
30% voter turnout for a primary, not happening. So to answer your question, no. I don't know how you top it, but they'll try again next year. Wisconsin State Fair 2025 runs July 31st through August 10th.
After 30 years of doing knee and hip replacements, Dr. Mitchell Shinecup thought there had to be a better way, and that led him to regenerative medicine.
I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it.
Now, after 20 years of successful orthobiologic treatments, lots of clinical data, research, and teaching, Dr. Shinecup is National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
They've done an amazing job of becoming the most significant orthobiologic and regenerative medicine practice in the United States. QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
So if you have chronic pain from arthritis and you want to avoid drugs and surgery, call the experts in this revolutionary field, QC Kinetics.
To give patients real lasting relief from pain, that's what I live for. That's my mission.
Get your free consultation now. Call QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
LA Dodgers star Mookie Betts has been out since June with a broken hand. Well, he's back.
Fly ball left field. Back goes Churio. Still back. Warning track, and it's gone.
Yeah, first game back since June, and he hits a home run, as did Shohei.
And the pitch to him. Swinging and a fly ball to left and deep and trouble and gone.
A lot of ands in there. And
call.
this, and gone.
And it's gone. Plus a little bit of Clayton Kershaw, and there's really not much the crew could do. They fall 5-2. The stars of L.A. seem to be too bright, says Pat Murphy.
You want to swim with the sharks, you got to be willing to step up in these situations.
Murph said he was a little surprised, actually, about how his guys reacted in playing the star-studded Dodgers on Monday night. We'll ask him about that at 7:45 for Brewers 360. Same teams tonight right here on WTMJ.
Packers have one of two open practices today in Green Bay for the week.
We're talking about practice.
Only two preseason games left, an embarrassment of riches, if you will, at wide receiver for the Green Bay crew. So, yes, Coach Matt LaFleur, who's the number one receiver, right? Who's number one on the depth chart?
I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver, to be honest with you. It drives me crazy.
Okay, my bad. I will not. I guess I won't bring it up.
Don't get sick.
Geez, right? Talking this week, though, about the weapon that he sees as really this collection of talent at wide receiver.
Who's going to get the ball? I don't know. I mean, it could change on a week-to-week basis. We saw it last year. And then we have Bo Belton come in and be our first 100-yard receiver versus Minnesota. So I think it just, again, it frees us up in terms of just from an offensive standpoint and how we attack people. That could be tough. Maybe we'll be a 10-personnel team. Who knows?
10 receivers? Can you imagine? I don't know how you do that.
Unless they were special teaming. I mean, they'd all have to be special teamers also.
Good problem to have as it may be. It's still a problem because you got to get to 53 here at the end of this all. Packers and Broncos in Denver Sunday night.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. At Creative Planning, our advisors will build a financial plan that's custom tailored for you. It will include your investments, insurance, estate plan, taxes, and other personalized elements. Let Creative Planning show you a richer way to wealth. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
I want to tell you about this. Time to sign up for my upcoming webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson, and Director of Financial Planning, Erik Strom. We're going to review how the sunset of the Tax Cut and Jobs Act could affect tax planning and how strategies might make sense for you. We're going to discuss similar moments in history and then some options that you may have to mitigate the potential tax increase. And we'll talk about choices that the federal government may have to delay or even eliminate the increase in 2025. Going to be a fascinating conversation. I hope you'll join us. Visit the Annex Wealth Management webinar page. It's up at WTMJ.com. This one is coming up Thursday, August 22nd at noon.
One size rarely fits all. That's why at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we carry a huge selection of quality name brand jeans and pants. We're so confident we have the right brand, style, and fit for you that we'll give you a free $5 Blaine's Farm and Fleet gift card for every pair you buy. Like men's Dickies Flex Tough Max jeans, $39.99. And shop store-wide savings like a free Milwaukee tool battery when you buy a qualifying M18 wet dry vac. Find your perfect pair of jeans for less at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
It's Hatch Pepper Week at Sindix. Everything from Hatch Pepper enchiladas and pinza pizzas to Hatch Pepper chocolate chip cookies. This week at Sindix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
Yeah, still a heavy ride westbound 894, right from 27th Street all the way through to Forest Home, where there is an accident blocking that right lane, meaning there's only one lane of traffic to get through because of all the construction going on there. So just be careful as you're making your way through there. We've also got an accident still up on the board from northbound 4394 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. More delays from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard on westbound 94. And then northbound 43 backed up right around the North Avenue curve all the way up towards Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 82 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Temperatures dipping down to the upper 50s if you're away from Lake Michigan overnight. And then sunshine once again on Wednesday with a high of 81. Right now it's 66 in Milwaukee. 7:22 on this Tuesday morning, Wisconsin's Morning News Talk Live with Chief Meteorologist at TMJ4 News, Brian Niznansky. Niz, how many days were you out at the fair?
I made it one day at the fair. That was it.
Like official broadcast day?
No, and actually it was just for fun. Took the kids to the fair. Just with the planning and the Olympics and all the stuff that was going on, it wasn't like the standard, every day at the fair for the storm chaser and the weather team. We were out there. Brendan was out there a couple days. Kristen was out there. Tyler was out there. I was able to, well, I shouldn't say it was a good thing. I wasn't able to get out there. Let's put it that way. Although it is good and bad.
Right. No, I hear you.
The logistics, I guess what I mean is when we're working.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, we're actually doing shows. I actually feel bad that we can't give, people who are walking by even more of a demonstration of the tools and stuff that we have out there.
No, because you got to do your broadcast stuff. I've been in that position, right? You want to be friendly to folks who are knocking on your door, but it's like, hey, I'm on in a minute.
Right,
like,
I'm working.
I have to be on the TV.
Yeah. And I'm all in on if someone wants to, chat about weather and things like that. I'm not, me, I'm not someone who's going to be like, oh yeah, have a good one. See ya.
Okay, guy.
I want to have that conversation. So it's just tough. And then the logistics of getting in and out of there and then, punching in and out of the clock. It's definitely a work day. It's not like, hey, you're going to the fair to have fun.
Well, what do you make of it? Like Erik and I were talking about, they did record numbers. We've had 173 state fairs in our history. And this one was a record, more than 1.1 million people.
Was it just weather?
Obviously, the weather was great, right?
Yeah, but they had a couple nights, even the first night.
That's true.
You're right. that we're not great, and there were days where we were forecasting, chance of rain and stuff. So I don't know. I think they really have a good thing going right now. Like I was with some buddies yesterday, and I like the whole where you almost have like a little village of half makeshift, half permanent structure, like little restaurants, bars, and whatever they got going on there. I enjoy that adult aspect of it, but then the kids' fun is great. Checking out the animal, everything about the fair. They obviously got something going good.
We used to never do the animals when I was a kid. Like I just wasn't into it. My kids demanded it now, and it's now one of my favorite things at the fair. Did you go through with the girls? Are they into
the animals? We did, yeah, and they love it. They love everything about it. Seeing the babies, maybe one is, relieving themselves in some sort of way.
And that's hilarious.
Look, oh!
Exactly. And you have to, they don't want to look, but they're staring, and it's like, okay. So, but that's fun. The kids, my oldest loves the scary carnival rides, and I absolutely hate them. And now she is tall enough to get on the stuff that's real intense.
Like an actual ride.
Yeah. And I'm like, Olivia, I'm always in your corner, and I want to do this for you. But like, if you're good going by yourself, you just take it.
Dad will be right here.
Hey, what
I'll
do you?
be right here. We'll wave and everything, and she's cool with it. Like a couple times she hopped on. I think a girl that maybe was slightly older than her age, like sat next to her, and she thought that was cool and stuff. So. Yeah, it's just fun. It really is.
What do you make of Tropical Storm Ernesto? Is this I don't want to say your typical storm, but is this just another strong storm that could become a hurricane, or does this have anything powerful to it?
Nothing too alarming at this point. I have to brush up on it. I didn't. I was off yesterday. I looked on Sunday, but there at that point there really wasn't much that was like, this is going to be the next biggie. Yeah.
Rolling into Irish Fest here at the end of the week, and weather looks largely good as we approach the weekend. Could definitely use some rain, though.
We could, yeah. Up here in Grafton, dude, since the 4th of July, I am just over an inch of rain total. Like, we missed out on a lot of the biggies. So I'm super dry in my spot. Some are faring a little bit better. Thursday looks like a day that if you have any plans, like Thursday's the not good day. Thursday's the day that you are looking at more of a washout territory. And then Friday and Saturday have more smaller chances, scattered shower and storm chances, things that I wouldn't, be too concerned at this point.
Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky catching up with us this week. Thanks, Niz.
See you, bud.
All right, see you guys later. Bye.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped about 140 points in trading on Monday, closed at 39,357. The NASDAQ was up 35. It finished the day at 16,781, and the S&P 500 up less than a point to 5344. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations.
Hi, Vince. Great to be here.
So last time, Jeff, we were talking about insurance programs that have gaps or they're not properly designed and how that can trigger a devastating financial loss for a business. You called that balance sheet events. What are some of the common mistakes you see businesses making?
Vince, contracts are a big concern. Just the other day, we were with a new prospective client, and the owners were concerned they had issues with the contracts they were signing and the contracts that they were using. It's important to understand what those contracts are attempting to do.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What kind of contracts?
Vince, we look at vendor contracts, lease agreements for equipment, and lease agreements for property. Many times, these contracts are trying to shift responsibilities and liabilities to your organization for certain events. Most contracts also include an insurance requirements clause. Many times, we identify where businesses are out of compliance. It's a big issue. The contract requires X. The business has Y. You're out of compliance.
Jeff, what else have you been discovering?
Another coverage that's frequently misunderstood and frequently improperly calculated is business income and extra expense insurance. The limits are too low, the duration's too short, and there's no dependent property coverage.
Sounds like if you're not working with the right team of insurance professionals, it can cost you. So why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Because R&R Insurance can take these balance sheet events off the table and give business owners peace of mind. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. More information at myknowledgebroker.com. 7:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Tuesday, August 13th. Our top story, what to expect as you head to the polls.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Recall petitions filed against several MPS school board members.
I'm Debbie Lazago. Westbound 894 still a nightmare. An accident at Forest Home has the right lane blocked, so it's only one lane of traffic getting through there, backing things up all the way to the Mitchell interchange. Northbound 4394 turning left onto 94 westbound has its own accident there on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
I have 82 degrees today.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Iran threatening a retaliatory strike on Israel over the assassination of a top Hamas official who was killed in Tehran. Lebanon's Hezbollah also threatening a separate attack over the killing of one of its top leaders as well. Another state giving voters a chance to cast a ballot on abortion rights this fall.
Abortion rights will now officially be on the ballot in battleground Arizona in November. Arizona Secretary of State tells ABC News there are enough signatures for a ballot initiative that will ask voters to establish the constitutional right to an abortion up to around 24 weeks of pregnancy.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. Right now, Arizona bans abortions after about 15 weeks, except in medical emergencies. Former President Donald Trump taking part in a conversation with Elon Musk on X. Trump saying he will oversee the largest deportation in the history of the country if reelected. Starbucks is replacing its CEO, Laxman Narasimhan, stepping down. Chipotle CEO Brian Niccol will take over next month. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, decision Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin's partisan primary election today. Polls are open and will remain open till 8 this evening. You'll see all the options on the ballot for all parties, but you can only cast votes in one party's primary. So if you want to vote in the Republican primary, the Democratic or Libertarian, what have you, you can only vote for candidates in that party's primary. We have some contested U.S. Senate and congressional races, as well as open state Senate seat to replace Lena Taylor, and multiple battles in the state assembly. You can vote. You can register to vote at the polls, and a photo ID is required.
Petitions have officially been submitted against 4 members of the Milwaukee Public Schools Board of School Directors in an attempt to trigger recall elections. Those petitions filed Monday target the board president, Marva Herndon, the VP, Jilly Gokul-Gandhi, and board members Erica Simpson and Missy Zambor.
Firefighters in Waukesha County using a recent incident to remind people to keep your grills at least 10 feet from buildings. A house fire destroyed a home in Delafield. They say it was caused by hot coals. It started in an attached garage of a Delafield home. It spread to the house shortly after 9 Sunday night. 2 people who were inside sleeping did manage to get out safely, and nobody was hurt.
Man from Kenosha custody now after crashing into a Pleasant Prairie police squad while driving drunk. This happened Sunday night while Pleasant Prairie police officers were in the middle of completing the arrest of another driver on 22nd Avenue. That's when Lenin Urego didn't slow down or move over before slamming his car into the back of one of the squads, says police.
Road closure coming to the village of Jackson, Western Avenue. It intersects with Highway P. Will close today so a culvert pipe can be installed. Drivers asked to avoid the area and use alternate routes. We do have a map of the closure and detours available up on our website, WTMJ.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:33.
Traffic sponsored by 2 men and a junk truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at 2menandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Coming up.
That's an earthquake. That's an earthquake. Oh, wow, that is a real earthquake. Whoa.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy 1, 2, or a set of 4. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevrolet in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Gorgeous new roofs, showstopper siding, or classic brick and stonework. How about modern windows and regal doors that'll make your chin hit the floor? To a lot of people, having these things can really make them enjoy where they live. It makes them proud. But there's always one thing standing in the way. How do I make that happen? At Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, we have excellent financing options for most people in most situations. 12 months, no interest, no payments, and exceptional rates for long-term loans that will beat your bank with no additional fees or hidden costs. You can go to SemperFiRoofing.com to apply for your pre-approval today. We want to make any project affordable to almost any person, and we've gone out of our way to find partners that can help make it happen for you. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, our guest on Brewers 360 at 7:45.
Concerns of aftershocks now in L.A. after a significant 4.4 earthquake rattled the L.A. area Monday afternoon. This guy talking about
it. It felt almost like the whole room was buzzing for a brief, intense period, and I dived under my desk and waited out to see if anything else was going to happen.
Can you imagine having to do that? Dive under your desk, hoping that nothing will fall from the ceiling.
Or that you fall from
right,
however high up you are.
Earthquake felt in downtown L.A., including the ESPN studios.
That's an earthquake. That's an earthquake.
Oh, wow, that is a real earthquake.
Whoa, that is a real one, guys. All right.
Whoa. That is real.
Hold on. Let's see if we're going to get worse here. Still rolling.
Hey, watch your...
Still rolling.
Still rolling. All right, let's be done now. 4.4, no significant damage or injuries, really.
More of a rumbler than a major quake.
Sure.
But it's interesting. I'm glad you played that because you could hear, like, they're experienced, right? Folks who live out there know, like, okay, this may just be the front end, right? So they're waiting for are we done here, or is there more to come?
Yes. So what's interesting about this is that there have been a couple of earthquakes in the news the last few weeks and months in not in LA, but in California. So is this related to those? Here's Caltech seismologist Alan Husker.
The bigger ones that have happened more recently are further away. They're not in LA. They've been to the north. There was one month or so ago near Barstow, and then another one that was just south of right near the Grapevine, just a little bit south of Lamont. And those are further away. We wouldn't consider those is related to this earthquake at all.
Yeah, no relation to this one, he was basically saying there.
Is that all San Andreas, that fault, or are there like multiple faults in there?
I'm not well versed. Right. I would guess there are probably some...
Produce that answer on demand.
There could be some tentacles involved there, not just the one big one.
It's an important question of, are these precursors, are these little mini quakes ahead of the big one, and it doesn't sound like they're connecting those dots at this point.
That's an earthquake. That's an earthquake.
Oh, wow, that is a real earthquake.
Whoa, that is a real one, guys.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, 2-day painting and accurate basement repair. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. In a moment, I'm going to share with you the new deal. Wait, why should I make you wait for that? Why don't you just tell them what the deal is?
Don't bury the lead there.
Sure.
Vitrano.
I'll tell you the deal, then I'll tell you some more stuff, then I'm going to tell you the deal again. That's what we're going to do here. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offering 0% interest on your project for up to 60 months. That's 5 years if I'm doing the math right, with no money down and equal payments. 0% interest for up to 60 months on the cost of your project. Could I recommend to you a new exterior door? How about that front door? It's the way you welcome people to your home. It's a major investment in your home, so right now, this great deal. Great time to jump on it and do that. This is what we're doing in my home. That's the next big project. My wife has hated the front door of our house since we moved in 17 years ago. Finally trying to get it done here. Had Gina Della and her son Alex in the house. The options that they can lay out, the colors, the textures, even the style and type of your door. It's amazing. They are truly limitless. You can find exactly what you like, and right now it's easier to afford. 0% interest on your financing for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments. This offer ends at the end of this month. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit PellaWI.com today.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Back in the old days, people didn't worry about power outages because power didn't exist. But we've grown fairly fond of the luxuries afforded by electrical power. So unless you want to go back in time, you need a backup plan for when the power goes out. Like a whole house backup Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. We hardwire your new generator directly into your home's electrical system. So when Mother Nature rages or the grid goes gaga, lights stay lit, the fridge stays cold, and your kids stay happy. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services to learn more about your whole house backup generator. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Wait, did I mention the generator is made by Generac?
Yes, you said Generac.
Good. My work here is done.
You have one more line.
Oh, right. If you want power outages to be a thing of the past, we can help.
Let's get an update on your morning drive here at 741. Debbie.
All right. Looks like they cleared up the accident on northbound 4394 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. Still going to be slow through there anyway, all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94's got some backups as well from about the Zoo interchange all the way to Hawley Road. Northbound 894, just north of Lincoln. We've got the right shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle. That's going to start to tie things up. And then, of course, we had this earlier accident right at Forest Home. Looks like they just cleared it, but still nasty delays coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to Forest Home. Since everything's been reopened, that should start to dissipate. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine continues for today with great temperatures. Highs this afternoon in the lower 80s. Once again, there will be that small chance for a pop-up rain shower along the lake breeze, but most areas stay dry. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Temperatures in the 50s inland, mid-60s by the lake. Wednesday, we'll look for mostly sunny skies. Once again, the last day of great weather this week with high temperatures in the lower 80s. On Thursday, here comes our next low-pressure system, bringing cloudier skies and the chance for scattered showers and storms. High temperatures in the mid-70s. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, still the chance for some showers and storms with highs near 80, and a small chance for a rain shower on Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 64 degrees. At 7:43 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Going to get into it just after the top of the hour news. We'll look at the two theaters of war that are heating up this morning. Ukraine making gains on Russia, and it appears the situation in the Middle East is increasingly dire.
Yeah, the U.S. firmly believes now that Iran and its proxies are going to attack Israel at some point, as soon as potentially this week.
Vast array of impressive American military assets, including aircraft carriers and a submarine, move into position in the Middle East, the US signaling deterrence. All the while, the US stressing efforts to seal a deal for a ceasefire in Gaza are ongoing.
ABC's Tom Sophie Burridge there. So yes, they still feel that a ceasefire could potentially happen, but lots of warcraft now headed to that region in case something were to pop.
And what are we prepared to do with those warcraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Launch a full-scale counterattack? Is it merely protective? Is it merely just there to say, like, yeah, well, we could, so if you...
And it sounds like the U.S.
think about it.
Has told Iran, through some back channels, hey, it's not something you want to do right now. And we'll see if Iran still says, hey, we have to retaliate in some fashion to Israel from a Hezbollah leader being assassinated earlier this month.
A lot more information to get to on that story coming up just after 8 o'clock. We've got Brewers manager Pat Murphy joining us next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Wisconsin's #1 Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. It's where to get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade. Well-qualified buyers lock in rates as low as 0% now on all-wheel drive Mazda favorites, like the invigorating Mazda CX-5, the rugged and refined Mazda CX-50, the 3-row Mazda CX-90, and more. Which Mazda's right for you? Treat yourself to a test drive and find out at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Breathing triangle problems negatively affect your sleep, making it hard to be at your best. Balloon sinuplasty can help solve these problems so you can breathe well, sleep well, and live better.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Brewers fall to the Dodgers in Game 1 of their 4-game set at American Family Field, 5-2 the final. Same teams tonight right here on WTMJ.
Brewers 360 brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. And on Tuesdays, we talk to the skipper, Brewers manager Pat Murphy, joining us live. Morning, Pat.
Morning.
So three
How you
more.
guys doing?
We're doing well. 3 more against the Dodgers. A lot of folks, at least a lot of fans, had this series kind of circled on our calendars as we continue to chase the Dodgers and the Phillies for that number 2 spot, which I very much hope, number 2 or number 1, want to avoid that wild card round. But this is a thing that fans do, right? Each game kind of matters the same in your eyes?
It really does. I mean, it's fun to look at that and speculate and look down the road, but the bottom line is it's about winning tonight. And we've said it a lot, but it really does. Set your sights on what you need to do today, and everything will work out. And, you know, be careful of what you're hoping for because it might happen, and be careful of what you think can't happen because it might happen. So anyways, just keep going. I think that's the number one thing.
Murph, I got the impression from your comments after the game that you seem to get the sense that were your players starstruck a little bit, or they didn't seem to rise to the moment of the LA lights, so to speak?
No, I don't think they were starstruck. I think that, you know, they're facing a guy like Kershaw, Hall of Famer. Betts is back, and he just walks in his first game, hits a homer, and gets a big hit. I just think that, you know, you get to a point sometimes when you come to expect the other team to be better than they really are after you, while you're playing them. You know, you're like, wow, you expected so much, and then after you're done, you're like, wow, we hung with them. We can play with these guys. You know, same thing out in LA. We've got a lot of young players, and you're facing Kershaw. There's a lot of expectation, and I think it got to him a little bit. Yeah,
I think
starstruck ain't the right word, but you know.
Well, there's like, think of the names you just mentioned, Murph. I mean, these are household names in baseball. You know, you got Kershaw, you got Betts, you got Shohei Ohtani, right? You know, in our house. You look at the Dodgers payroll, and I know it's not something that you can worry about, but they're outspending us by $200 million this year alone on their payroll. I don't know how guys don't think about that, at least. I mean, I know they just go out there and play ball, but that matters.
Well, it matters when you're putting together a team. It's been obvious. History tells us that. But at the same time, history also tells us the game's played on the field by people, 9-on-9. And we're not going to, you know, we're not going to make excuses for who we are, what we do, how we do it. And I think we just keep rolling. Line up today and say, hey, okay. Because Kershaw did a great job. You know, and the players you mentioned played really, really good. So, we just got to go out and play great ourselves.
Freddie Peralta gave up a couple of long balls. It seems like something that's happened a few times for him of late. Any concern or any thoughts on how your ace is doing?
Absolutely not. I mean, he threw the ball great. He gave up 2 infield hits and then a home run after each one of them. So that's 4 runs instead of 2. Every pitcher gives up home runs. Check the books. You know, every pitcher gives them up, including the aces. So it happens. And Freddie threw the ball great yesterday. He threw the ball great. 6 innings. Like I said, he gave up 2 infield hits that led to 2 more runs that, you know, could have been the other way. And the other home run, Churio almost caught it. So it could have been 1 run. That's pretty good coming off a team that's got a pretty strong lineup. I thought Freddie threw the ball very, very well.
Longest homestand of the season for the crew here, Murph. That has to matter for guys as well. Not just the home field advantage you get in being in your own yard, but on top of it, guys sleeping in their own beds, being able to be with the family,
yes.
that matters.
It does matter. I mean, it's great for the guys. This is a grueling season, as you guys all know. It really is. It's a grueling season, and there's guys that have never done it before. They've never played this much. They don't know what's happening. But that doesn't mean they can't be good. You know, that doesn't mean they can't do it and they can't do it well. first time we do something sometimes might be our best work. So I just keep preaching to them that keep going. We can do this thing. So I'm really proud of them. I love the team. I think the fans realize type of adversity. Now we have Perkins out. What else can happen? You know what I mean? Yelich out, right. Perkins out.
Right.
2 relievers out. And these are guys that nobody knew anyways. So it's kind of fun. It's really kind of fun. They're a great group, and they keep showing up big. So I'm going to keep believing in them.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy with us live this morning. Thanks, Murph.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
7:10 is the first pitch tonight against the Dodgers at American Family Field.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Well, how do you say welcome to your guests? Say it with a new entry door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Say it with color. The possibilities are endless thanks to Pella's custom colors. Say it with class. Pella's premium doors stand out due to their distinguished craftsmanship. Say it with a great deal. Get 0% interest for up to 3 years with no money down and equal payments. Hurry up, though. The offer ends at the end of August. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit PellaWI.com today.
This message is for the person who always gets asked to make the plans, the person others always go to for restaurant recommendations. Next time you're the one expected to plan the next team outing or girls' night out, let Milwaukee or Chicago Food and City Tours make those plans for you. Don't worry, you can still take the credit, but we'll handle the planning and make sure that everyone, including you, has a delicious time. You set the date, we'll handle the rest at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com or ChicagoFoodTours.com.
Between market volatility, inflation, global unrest, and the presidential election, there's a lot going on. Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Have a plan built that matches up with your investment and retirement goals. Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. It's time to put things in order. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. AnnexWealth.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:52. Then we'll talk to Tausch.
All right, couple of issues going on right now. First of all, on westbound Greenfield Avenue, right at I-94. Got the right lane blocked with a crash, so careful with that. On the freeway, we do have a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder on northbound 894, right about just north of Lincoln. We've also got some delays on westbound 94 as you're making your way out of the Marquette, stretching all the way to Hawley Road. Also, westbound 894 backed up, basically from technically northbound 94 all the way through the Mitchell to about 68th Street. Northbound 4394 also slowing down through the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. Back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, mostly sunny skies today. Just a low chance of a pop-up shower once again and a high of 82. Mostly clear skies overnight, 57 degrees your low temp inland, a little bit warmer if you're by the lake. And then Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 81. Thursday, this looks like our best chance for rain. Mostly cloudy with rain in the morning and storms likely in the afternoon, high of 76 degrees. 68 right now in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
I get these vibes of like 7th grade health class. We're saying everything but what we're saying.
Innovative.
I bet Anthony Amirati's dating profile is going to be strong to very strong moving forward, even though he didn't win the gold medal.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Would you rather get a gold medal, or do you give that up for being, I guess, labeled or known as being a big baguette?
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Art Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, I think you were on the air on ESPN when Matt LaFleur gave his news conference to start the week. Not sure if you heard the comment live, but let me play this for you and get some reaction. Head coach Matt LaFleur asked, so Coach, who's your number one receiver right now?
I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver, to be honest with you. It drives me crazy.
I want to vomit. Why? What's the problem?
Yeah, I think so.
coaches, players get during training camp, it's a long kind of a grind, and you can kind of get a little bit ornery. And I think with Matt LaFleur, this whole thing, and we discussed ad nauseum, pun intended, during the offseason about this receiving group, because I think last year was such a pleasant surprise that we had so many guys emerge in different games and kind of be that number one guy. And I think Matt LaFleur just wants everyone, to continue to work to be the best player they can. And when this constantly comes out, he knows that what he says to the media, the players will read and listen to, and then they'll talk about it. So I think he likes keeping kind of that mystery or that edge to it, and it's the middle of August. So I think he's just kind of just sick and tired of it, and I guess vomit-worthy that he does not want to continue to have this same conversation when nothing has really changed. And I think that is why I believe it was Wilde, too, which is great that he asked that question, and he elicited that violent, disgusting, vomit-induced response from Matt LaFleur.
So what did he say? Oftentimes you have how many receivers on the roster during the season? 6? Is that right?
Yeah, 6 or 7. You'll have 6 or 7, but you'll have kind of the big thing, yes, the number one wideout's important. And in the past, we've had Devontae emerged, and he got a lion's share of the throws. Jordy, you can kind of go through the list. There's been a lot of great wideouts, but I think this group has been more of like the ensemble cast where I don't know where the ball's going. And defensively, it's interesting because you don't want to have to cover Devontae Adams if you're a defense because he's a handful, and you saw teams put 2 and 3 guys on him. But I think Matt LaFleur loves this because he has all of these different options. He can find roles for different players, and you're going to keep ego out of the equation that it forces defenses to cover all 53 and a third yard of field. That's something I think he loves, and I think he just gets frustrated because people want to have things defined clearly, and obviously this wide receiving group has not done that yet.
I think he meant it in jest, but the rest of the comment was, Tausch, he said, maybe we'll keep 10 personnel. You can't have 10 wide receivers, can you?
Yeah, you can't, and I think you're right. He did mean that in jest, but the whole commentary, it's always, you can glean a lot of information from what a coach tells you in a press conference, and he's obviously excited about his receiving group. I think he's excited about the fact that, another guy emerged the other night, and there's another guy that maybe, 6 guys now that he feels really good about. That's a great thing when you're an offensive coordinator / head coach.
Good problem to have, as we say. Thanks, Tausch.
You got it.
Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. Retire well with Kowal.
As the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When it comes to retirement planning, this couldn't be more true. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. We understand life is busy and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour retirement planning consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. Our advisors at Kowal Investment Group are here to help you create a clear path to retirement, execute your plan, and navigate changes throughout retirement to ensure you stay on track. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in investable assets, give our office a call today at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Time for the crew to take those old trolley dodgers out to the ball game.
Hit in the air to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and way gone for a double.
Our Brewers-Dodgers coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up. We are your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Tuesday, August 13th. Our top story, primary voting underway in Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A technical fiasco preludes a presidential interview.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. An accident on westbound Greenfield Avenue right at I-894 has the right lane blocked, so watch out for that. On the freeway system, eastbound on 94 backed up from 92nd Street all the way through to 35th. The westbound side is heavy out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 slowing down from about Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe, with the southbound side heavy from before Hampton Avenue all the way down to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. On our way to a high of 82 degrees under mostly sunny skies with just a very low chance of a pop-up shower once again. Mostly clear skies overnight, 57 degrees your inland low, a little bit warmer if you're near Lake Michigan. Milwaukee right now up to 70 degrees, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision Wisconsin, primary election underway here in the state. Polls opened at 7 this morning. They should remain open till 8 o'clock tonight.
You'll see all options on the ballot for all parties today, but can only cast votes for one party. If you vote for multiple, your vote will not count. Highlights on the ballot today include U.S. Senate and congressional races, as well as an open state Senate seat to replace Lena Taylor and multiple battles in the Assembly. Additionally, all voters will be asked 2 referenda questions regarding the governor's ability to spend federal funds. Same-day voter registration is allowed, and all voters must bring an ID. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Now, the only nonpartisan options on today's primary election ballot are these referendum questions that would change the state constitution to limit the governor's ability to spend federal funds. State Representative Robert Whitkey, a Republican, sponsored those amendments.
Right now, there are no checks and balances with this type of money. We have no input, no oversight till after the fact.
Now, Democrats say the questions are confusingly worded, and they argue it will hinder the governor's ability to respond quickly during emergencies. State Representative Francesca Hong.
This is a Republican power grab, plain and simple. They aim to strip the power from the governor and will cause all federal funding to Wisconsin to be caught up in legislative gridlock.
The polls close at 8 o'clock tonight. Full rundown of the election. Just text the word primary to the WTMJ Talking text line, 855-616-1620.
A conversation on the social media platform X between former President Donald Trump and Elon Musk Monday was delayed for almost an hour by technical difficulties. CBS Ed O'Keefe.
Trump targeted Vice President Harris.
Third-rate, phony candidate. She's incompetent. She hasn't done an interview since this whole scam started.
But complimented a new Time magazine cover of her, despite saying it didn't even look like Harris.
She looked very much like our great First Lady, Melania.
And he attacked President Biden.
The worst president in history. And one of the reasons he was so bad, first of all, the Israeli attack would have never happened. Russia would never have attacked Ukraine. And we'd have no inflation. And we wouldn't have had the Afghanistan mess.
Musk has extended an offer to hold a similar interview with Vice President Harris.
On the national level, a verdict has been reached in a case regarding election security connected to the 2020 presidential race.
A Colorado judge read the verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant Tina Peters guilty of count number 1, attempt to influence a public servant.
The former Mesa County clerk Tina Peters was convicted on most charges. She's the first local election official to be charged with a security breach after the 2020 election, using someone else's security badge to give a person access to the system who was linked to top election denier Mike Lindell, the MyPillow CEO. The state's attorney general says the verdict is a warning to others that they'll face serious consequences if they try to tamper with the voting process. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Middle East on edge as Iran and its proxies are considering launching a strike on Israel. Officials say it's could come as soon as this week. During a telephone briefing Monday, White House National Security spokesman John Kirby said it's difficult to pinpoint exactly when that strike could happen or what it might look like.
We share the same concerns and expectations that our Israeli counterparts have with respect to potential timing here. Could be this week. We're continuing to watch it very, very closely.
President Biden, meanwhile, is continuing his push to strike a ceasefire deal that would include the release of hostages still held by Hamas.
Coming up, how one boy's tragic death is helping others continue to live.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Monte Carlo, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I personally guarantee it. At our award-winning showroom, you'll also find special factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. At this year's NBA Parade of Homes, August 10th to September 2nd, you'll see more of our lights and fans in most every model home. Our showroom is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 4, located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
3 years after a man's death inside the Washington County Jail, the family of Jalen Proft is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the county, Washington County Sheriff Martin Schulteis, and others. TMJ4 News' Jenna Ray.
Jalen's family say George Telford went into Jalen's cell and started pummeling him.
I think that there was negligence on the part of the sheriff's department.
Jalen's family says it took corrections officers more than 5 minutes to realize what was going on. And at that point, Jalen had already been beaten so badly he was unconscious.
Somebody wasn't doing their job.
Sunday, Jalen's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Washington County, the Washington County Sheriff, and others. When I called the sheriff's office, I was told they don't comment on pending litigation.
To this day, no video of Proft's deaths inside the jail has yet been released.
Man from Kenosha is in custody after crashing into a Pleasant Prairie police squad car, allegedly while driving drunk.
It happened Sunday night while Pleasant Prairie police officers were in the middle of arresting another driver for OWI on 22nd Avenue. That's when 38-year-old Lennon Urego didn't slow down or move over before slamming his car into the back of one of the squad cars. Police say there are no indications Urego even attempted to hit the brakes, but he was only going between 20 and 25 miles an hour. Urego has an extensive criminal history, including OWI, operating while revoked, and federal drug charges. He was arrested on scene for another OWI after failing field sobriety tests. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Waukesha mother hopes your child comes for a discount heart test today. Tragedy that happened to her son, she's hoping won't happen to other families.
My son was perfectly healthy. He was a 3-sport athlete.
But while the high school junior was playing basketball during spring break in 2019, Patty Lermer says her son Kai collapsed and never woke up. It turns out Kai had a congenital heart disease.
We were blindsided. He had no symptoms.
In 5 years, nearly 1,500 young people from 10 to 25 years old have been tested in Kai's memory. The cost is normally hundreds of dollars, but will be at a discount today from 10 to 3 p.m. at 1721 Northview Road in Waukesha. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
To get that information again, text HEART, H-E-R-T, HEART, to the WTMJ talk and text line.
H-E-A-R-T.
What did I say, H-A-R-T?
H-E-A-R-T.
You sure that's not what I said?
I think you said H-E-R-T.
Really of no consequence. It's H-E-A-R-T, correct? Yes. To the WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. If you text H-A-R-T, that's an entirely different heart you'll get back.
Mm-hmm.
Come on home now, you. No, 8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The Accunet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical, joined by Nicole, who along with her husband Brent owns the company. Nicole, why is now a good time to have you out looking at my air conditioner?
Because we want you to get to know us before you have an HVAC or electrical emergency. We will provide maintenance to your AC system so it's ready to operate efficiently on those warm spring days and hot summer nights.
And they are coming. Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical, 262-664-9284, yourcomfortguys.com.
Every great Midwest Bank branch has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Michael Quizon is IT Systems Administrator. Michael, the bank has a slogan.
We are called Simply Local. We're a Simply Local bank.
And your business technology company, James Imaging Systems, has been a 100% locally owned and managed company right here in Wisconsin for over 40 years.
They're more like a partner to us.
In what way?
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they were there.
James Imaging Systems, document imaging technology, and local service and support.
We can get our printers up and running right away if we have any issues. We can do our business without any downtime at all.
The benefit to Great Midwest Bank?
Efficient operations, time savings on my end. There's no other partner that we can bring on.
Start your partnership with James Imaging Systems today. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
So Greg Pancake Hill, Deb, who produces the program,
I know
informs
him.
me that Heart the band is also spelled H-E-A-R-T. Who's the Heart with the H-A-R-T?
From Corey Hart.
Oh, right. Sunglasses at Night.
Yeah.
And Mickey Hart, former drummer of the Grateful Dead, right?
Bret Hart,
Okay.
the wrestler.
Very well. So don't text any of those hearts.
don't do that.
H-E-A-R-T. Go ahead.
Okay. Greenfield Avenue westbound at I-894. We got the right lane blocked with a crash there. So that's not on the freeway. It's near it, but not on it. So be careful. Westbound 94, seeing delays from 16th Street all the way to Hawley Road. The eastbound side is backed up from about 92nd Street all the way through the stadium. Southbound 43, backups from before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Keefe. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac to Keefe. And then we've got westbound 894 backed up from 27th Street all the way to about 68th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Let me get you into the weekend here with your Storm Team forecast. Mostly sunny today, just a very low chance once again of a pop-up shower at some point with a high of 82 degrees. Mostly clear skies tonight, 64 degrees your low temp at the lake. Dip down to below 50 degrees if you are away from Lake Michigan. For Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 81. Thursday looks like a pretty good chance for rain. Mostly cloudy with morning rain possible and storms possible in the afternoon, if not likely on Thursday with a high of 76 degrees. Friday, partly cloudy, chance for rain and storms, high of 80. Saturday, just a slight chance of a shower, otherwise partly cloudy, and a high of 78. Right now, we're at 70 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Coming up on 8:14 here this Tuesday morning, two theaters of war heating up right now. Ukraine making gains on Russia, which in and of itself may not seem like a big deal. I mean, nobody thinks Ukraine is going to march on Moscow, but what could this advance mean for the possibility of a future brokered peace? More on that in a moment. First, in addition to apparently hacking our presidential campaigns on both sides, meddling in the election, more immediate consequences, the prospect for an escalating war in the Middle East as Israel is bracing for a potential attack from Iran.
It's expected to come. It could come as soon as this week, perhaps.
There's a vast array of impressive American military assets, including aircraft carriers and a submarine, move into position in the Middle East. The U.S. signaling deterrent.
Yeah, that's ABC's Tom Sophie Burge there in Tel Aviv. He says the U.S. is pushing for this not to happen. They're trying to do some back channel work with Iran, but everyone on high alert bracing for a potential attack.
Officials cautiously optimistic Iran will limit the scope of its actions to avoid significant escalation. Iran and and Hezbollah doubling down on their threats to retaliate for 2 high-profile assassinations in Tehran and Beirut. The IDF now on high alert as the US moves more military assets to the Middle East, revealing a guided missile submarine whose location is normally top secret is heading to the region.
Yeah, so now the submarine is going there. I found that very interesting what Tom said there. Yeah, usually you don't know where this is, but we're making sure everyone knows where it is.
Just so you know,
right
our
now.
boat's coming over there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Israel,
the Israeli Air Force is banning its members from leaving the country. They're on high alert for a potential attack from Iran. In the meantime, CIA Director William Burns arrives in Qatar Thursday for previously scheduled peace talks between Israel and Hamas. Talks growing seemingly more fragile by the day, with the threat of a wider regional conflict looming.
That's ABC's M. Wynn there. She's in Washington following this situation. So, yes, everyone on edge. And there's already some Hezbollah retaliation, in quotes, in northern Israel that's taken place. However, as Hezbollah is quick to point out, no, that's not retaliation. That's just stuff that we're doing. That's different tit for tat. Like they're like
right.
literally doing
keeping score.
Yes,
right. That's in this column, not in that.
Yeah.
column.
By the way, just so we are still going to retaliate for this, but don't get that confused with some of this other stuff we're doing.
And in terms of the negotiation over the proposed ceasefire, I read as recently as a couple of days ago that Hamas was saying there's a deal on the table that we're willing to accept. We're kind of done here. Like this is where we are. I'm not suggesting that that's the side that you should be on, but that's what they're saying right now, and nothing left to negotiate. We're agreeing to these terms, and that's where we are. Mm-hmm. At some point, right? Everybody has there's nothing left to talk about. Are they there yet, or is there something left to talk about?
So then what does the retaliation look like? Is it wide-ranging, or is it just enough so they can say they did something without the fear of knowing that obviously Israel and allies will swing back if necessary?
And to what extent? I mean, look at the firepower that is coming from the U.S. to that region, in addition to what's already there, right? You've got the aircraft carrier, you've got the sub that you mentioned, the ability to have, I think the sub, what did they say, about like 150 cruise missiles on it?
Yep.
So
it can do some damage.
And to what extent are we willing to actually do any of those things outside of we have all these assets there to kind of scare you off, to deter you? All right, well, what if? What if they call your bluff? And I'm not suggesting it's a bluff, but what if you have action or cause to retaliate? To what extent are we willing to do that? Meanwhile, in Russia, Ukrainian forces advancing deeper into that country. Yes, advancing into Russia. I feel like we haven't talked enough about this. This is a huge development. In a war that Russian President Vladimir Putin may have thought would last, a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, it's dragged on for 2.5 years. With the support of Western nations, obviously, Ukraine has not only hung in, but this week stunning Russia in a surprised attack on the front line in eastern Ukraine. It's allowed Ukraine to advance deep into Russian territory. It is the largest attack on Russian soil since World War II. U.S. Senators Richard Blumenthal, Democrat, Connecticut, and Lindsey Graham, Republican, South Carolina. They're there. They flew into Ukraine for a visit Monday, met with and praised Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky.
Congratulations on Kursk.
Thank you very much.
Good work.
Thank you.
That's Senator Blumenthal there. Congratulations on Kursk. That's the region where this is playing out. Senator Graham.
Bold and brilliant. Well done. I'm glad you didn't tell us about it. I'm glad you just did it. And taking this war to Putin and make him understand and pay a price is the right thing.
So they say Ukrainian forces have captured several towns and villages, over 300 square miles into Russian territory. How's that sitting in Moscow? ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pennell says this offensive is a huge development.
It is clearly a grave moment for Vladimir Putin. Certainly a very serious one, and one of the most serious he's faced since the start of the war. I don't think anyone quite anticipated that the Ukrainians would be so audacious to launch this kind of attack.
So back to my earlier point
Audacious.
about the brokered peace.
Interesting
right?
choice.
Audacious, right? Does this now, because when we talked a year ago, 2 years ago, right, about is there some sort of deal that can be reached that can end the bloodshed? Because regardless of, whether you support Russia in this, which few in Western society do, or whether you side with Ukraine, either way, like what's something that brings an end to this so that we don't have 10 more years of people just dying on either side? And it's been suggested, early on it was suggested, couldn't you give Russia look, there are these disputed territories. Couldn't we end it here with some sort of... Now that Ukraine has moved into Russia, does that give them another bargaining chip to say, okay, fine, here's what you can have in order, because it's all about saving face, right? For Putin.
Is that saving face, though, for Putin?
He can spin it that way. At least we got these guys out of here, right? This is what they were willing to do, how they were compromising. It's all about how he can sell it to his own people, even though half of them aren't buying it anymore either. But, right, is that something now that Ukraine has, or that some other party that may come in and help try to broker this peace, to say, all right, these guys will move back out, let's end it here. They at least have something, because what did they have before? Other than, sure, give up your land and territory, which I remember the clip that we played from President Zelensky when he addressed Congress one of the times he did. He said, like, this isn't as simple as, well, just give them a little something. He's like, think about this. Those are our people.
Right.
They're our friends, they're our relatives, they're our sons and daughters, or these are our countrymen. You don't just say, all right.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Here you go, Canada. You can have the UP.
That's fine. Why? Geez, my uncle lives up there. My niece and no. No, they're part of Canada now. That's exactly his point, is it's so easy for us over here to say, all right, well, just give them a little something. He's like, that's our little something, and that's not little. So now that they've gone into Russia, and like I say, I don't think anyone expects them to try to march on Moscow, but it's something. They've made gains.
Gives them some strength. Yep.
And it's stunned Putin in Moscow and the Russians as we enter 2.5 years of this war. 8:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, Deb, what do you got on the roads?
Well, we have an accident on Greenfield Avenue right at 894. The right lane is back to being blocked through there, so be careful with that. The freeway itself is okay. Westbound 94 heavy from 16th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's backed up from 84th through to about 35th Street. Northbound 43, we've got backups from before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Southbound's backed up from before Hampton down past Keefe. And then 4394 northbound coming out of the Plainfield curve. You'll be riding the brakes all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Wisconsin volleyball has a new home.
It's match point in Madison.
Catch all the excitement of the 2024 season.
Booth and Spreck putting up that Wisconsin wall.
And don't miss out on moments like this.
Booth dunks it down with two hands, and that's a point for Wisconsin. Set, Spreck, kill Franklin.
Badgers volleyball on WTMJ is presented by Steinhoffels. Don't miss any of the action right here on Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. I got a roof guy. Do you? I also got a siding guy. Do you? Lots of people think about siding for their homes, but they don't even know where to start. They put it off, and they realize their house looks awful, right? And now what do? Tri-County Contracting, that's what you do.
Oh, hey, your roof guy is your siding guy.
Correct.
I see what you did there. All right, Chuck.
Thank you. Yes. Chuck and Tony and the team over there can help you out. Go to their website or go to their showroom in New Berlin. You can see all the different kinds of vinyl siding, the LP Smart Side on display, or the website, which is TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin, locally owned landscape company that's fantastic. I know because they're doing the work in my yard. From their crews to the design consultants to the admin team, they're going to take great care of you when you're taking care of your home or your business. Joe, the guy working at my house, made a good observation. He was out there the other day and said, hey, what about bulbs? They're beautiful in the spring. Think about getting on the schedule for the fall today. You want a beautiful yard next year? You need to put some work into it this year. They are the real deal. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check it out. LandworksWisconsin.com.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. Wisconsin people.
How Wisconsin responds to this request will be a factor in determining whether we see any one of a series of major events back in our state anytime in the near future. This is a golf story that's not really a golf story, so more on that in a moment. But first, an actual golf story.
Okay.
Did you see Matt Kuchar by himself Monday morning?
Who's Matt Kuchar?
So Matt Kuchar is, I don't know where he is in the world rankings. He once flirted with the top 10, I think. Had a really great run at one of the PGA championships we had here at Whistling Straits. Was really in it in the final day. But he's been on the PGA Tour for many, many years. So he's a pro golfer. And they had a tournament at the Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's one of these, Wyndham Championship was the tournament. And Cooch was in the last group, or one of the last groups, I guess, and it was getting dark. I mean, it's East Coast, so they go out late, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I guess it was getting dark, and he's on the last hole, and he's like, it's too dark, I'm out on Sunday night. Too dark, I'm not finishing my round.
You can do that?
Which apparently, I guess he was allowed to do.
That's not a DQ?
I guess under certain circumstances. I mean, you can't walk off in broad daylight and be like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. But I guess there must have been some conversation as to whether or not he had a legitimate claim to it being too dark. And you've seen that. I mean, I can't remember which tournament Tiger won where it was in virtual darkness, right? You could see the flash bulbs going off and it was hard to see even on TV, right? So, and different players are different. Some guys, especially if you're not in the running, I want to get the hell out of here.
Right.
Like, I do not want to stay another night. I want to be on an airplane tonight and back home. But Kuchar decided for whatever reason, he said, it's too dark. I'm not finishing my round. Well, nobody else followed suit. Everybody else finished. So he went out there on Monday by himself, finished his one hole, finished the 18th hole with a par, and left tied for 11th.
Did he have like a partner? He just golfed by himself?
No. Well, he wasn't alone, but he golfed by himself. So he had no pacer or nobody else golfed along with him.
The caddy was there. And
to the point, right. Caddy's got to stay. The rules officials have to stay. All the tournament people have to stay.
The vending guy selling the dogs has to stay.
I don't know about all that, right? He's still out there. Where's the crowd today?
Where do I have to be? Where's the crowd?
Thought there'd be more people.
He just cooked up all these dogs.
It took him like 10 minutes. He was done. Finished in a 10-way tie for 11th. I guess he did go on to explain later that he thought the guy he was playing with in his, I don't know if it was a twosome or a threesome at that point, but he thought the guy was still in the running for the championship. He had actually had a terrible run down the stretch and had dropped out of really having a realistic shot at winning. But Cooch thought he was right there and is like, look, this guy's not going to want to play these critical shots in the dark. That's the explanation he's giving. So with respect to Erik here, who could win the tournament, I'll go ahead and bow out. Erik can bow out, then we'll both come back tomorrow, and you have a shot at winning.
And I'm just going to keep golfing.
Yeah, the guy's like, forget it, I'm done too. So all these people had to stick around for dude to play out his last hole. Back to what I was telling you at the beginning here. Right now, the USGA is taking applications for volunteers to work at the U.S. Women's Open, which comes to Wisconsin in 2025. The event is May 26th through June 1st. It'll be at Erin Hills in Washington County, which was, if this is sounding familiar, site of the 2017 Men's U.S. Open.
Yeah, we're excited. We're on the clock. We know that. But we feel like we have a good game plan because we were here in 2017.
Yeah, on the clock, indeed. That's Chris Schoonover. I've known Chris for many years. She's had a lot of different roles in golf administration. She is serving right now as general chair of the 2025 U.S. Women's Open. Spoke with her on site at Erin Hills earlier this summer and noted to her, as you've heard me say over and over again, Erik, with great anxiety, this is bothering me.
We don't have anything else coming.
What's on the calendar, right? For the first time in 3 decades, Wisconsin does not have a major golf event on the calendar beyond next year's Open. Not Erin Hills, not Black Wolf Run, not Whistling Straits, all sites of major championships over the last 30 years here in Wisconsin. What gives? I haven't gotten a good answer to that. Oh, no, I talked to someone from the USGA up at Erin Hills as well. Said, no, Wisconsin, we love Wisconsin. Okay, what else you got coming?
Yeah, book something.
So this request for volunteers, though, that is important. Folks are being asked to fill the 1,500 positions needed to put on the championship. Our ability to do that, to fill those roles and execute them well, will sort of inform the USGA as to the continuing scheduling of future events, as will attendance here. Last two U.S. Women's Open have set attendance records, and that's the expectation here in Wisconsin. Here again is Chris.
That's our goal. Let's set another record. We know it's the elite best players in the world, at top of their game, coming back to the state of Wisconsin. And you said it. We have the chance to showcase Wisconsin, our hospitality, and they deserve that. They deserve that exposure and opportunity to show the best with the fans in the stands.
We've certainly excelled in these areas in the past. Volunteers, fans, hospitality, sponsorships, infrastructure, support. I've never heard a bad thing from anyone associated with golf about any of our majors here. I've covered a number of them, and people just rave. We love the fans here in Wisconsin. We can't believe how many people turn out.
Well, isn't the bigger issue just that there are 1 million golf courses across the country?
A lot of great places to stage these events, no question. And there are some usuals that sort of stay in that rotation permanently, but why aren't we there? Like Whistling Straits was there with the PGA Championships over the years, but now they've moved that up to an early spring event. Weather has basically ruled us out for those PGA Championships in this state. So that takes that off the board. Figure out a way, though. Wisconsin should be in the rotation for huge golf events. We have an opportunity to remind the USGA of that. So I'll keep you posted. Know many people who have volunteered at these events over the years, some who even still travel to other parts of the country to do so as well. So it's a great experience, gets you inside the ropes. You get to see things from a different way. There usually is a cost associated with that. You have to buy your clothes. So you're paying them to volunteer. It's not much. It's a few $100s, and certainly commensurate with the cost of tickets if you were going to go anyway. So really great experience. I encourage you to try it if you want. Tickets on sale now as well. U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills, May of 2025.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. Right now, receive 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. Tell them I sent you and get an additional $250 off your project for the last windows you'll ever need. Go to UWD.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
For love of the game
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
and love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Buck stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit fredert.com/cancer.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Tuesday, August 13th. Our top story, the polls are open in Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A cosmic discovery on Mars.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and that earlier accident on Greenfield Avenue at 894 has been cleared, so that's good news. 894 eastbound, though, we've got an accident right about just past 76th Street. It's off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. The westbound side still tight from the Mitchell Interchange, and westbound on 94, backing up out of the Marquette Interchange all the way to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm Team forecast high of 82 degrees predicted for today under mostly sunny skies. Just a very low chance of a pop-up shower. Mostly clear, 57 degrees your inland low overnight and a low down to 64 by the lake. Right now, Milwaukee at 70 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision Wisconsin. Wisconsin partisan primary election day. Polls are open. Remain open till 8 this evening. A lot of options on the ballot for all parties. Remember, you can only cast votes in one party's primary. Same-day voter registration is available. 2 statewide referendum questions regarding constitutional amendments on the ballot as well. Voters must present a photo ID at the polls.
Petitions have officially been submitted now against 4 members of the MPS school board. Those petitions for a recall filed target President Marva Herndon, VP Jilly Gokul-Gandhi, and board members Erica Simpson and Missy Zombor.
Former President Donald Trump has made a return to the social media platform X years after he was ousted by past Twitter owners over the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The GOP presidential candidate accepting the invite from Elon Musk for a sit-down interview. It started about 40 minutes late. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
The former president laying out what he would do if reelected.
I want to close up Department of Education, move education back to the states.
The Harris campaign highlighting that clip on social media and responding to the interview saying Trump's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class and who cannot run a live stream in the year of 2024.
Musk has also extended an invitation to Vice President Kamala Harris for a similar event.
The White House says Iran and its proxies could launch a significant set of attacks against Israel as soon as this week. CBS correspondent Remy Asensio is in Tel Aviv.
Israel's military spokesman tamped down fears of an imminent attack, stressing there was no change to safety advice and that it would warn the country quickly if there was.
If there is a war between Israel and Iran, it's going to be a war between Iran in the United States of America, and Great Britain, and France, and maybe other European countries, and Israel.
Ehud Olmert is a former prime minister of Israel.
President Biden and several European leaders are calling for a de-escalation and a ceasefire.
Ukraine's army says it now controls a large area inside Russian territory. Russia saying it will drive them out and that it will launch more attacks inside Ukraine. Chris Livesey from CBS News.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky counters that peace will only come if the Kremlin is forced into it. In Moscow, volunteers now gather food and clothing for the Russian civilians displaced from their homes, something Ukrainians have been doing for more than 2 years.
Russian officials say more than 120,000 people have been evacuated from the fighting areas.
Space enthusiasts are buzzing over a discovery made 143 million miles away.
In cosmic terms, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 3 billion years, that Mars was like the Earth, complete with lakes and rivers. Now,
it's dry and it's desolate, and so a big question is, where's the water?
Researcher Vashon Wright says new evidence points to oceans several miles beneath the Martian surface.
Finding it in the volumes that we found it is really important and exciting.
Suggesting the presence of microbial life on Mars and the prospect of human colonies in the future. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Perhaps, but you're talking 7 to 12 miles below the surface, which is deeper than any well we have here on Earth. Any oil, none of them go that deep. So you're going to try to go 7 to 12 miles below the surface of Mars to get the water. It's a bit of a stretch.
Isn't that what they did in Total Recall anyway?
Oh, yeah, then they changed the atmosphere.
Yeah, right. And then it just fixed everything, right?
You're right.
Or was that a dream? I don't know.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Great. How did I go there with it? I feel like we already knew that there was water on Mars, right? Like that there's the possibility of microbial life as well. Like, I don't know. That's been sort of a slow drip. Like if just one day there are aliens walking around, boom, aliens. Whoa. All right, that's a big old surprise. But just this sort of, we might have found remnants of this. And
or maybe
could have been that. Right.
Former ice pieces.
This looks like it used to be a river that flowed through, right? Still waiting for that alien walking around. Now that's news.
Time now for news about your money.
Okay. How much longer would you like me to talk about this? Dow Jones Industrial Average after the opening bell is up about 180 points. It's at 39,538. The S&P 500 at 53.87. That's starting the day up 43 points. And the NASDAQ rising nearly 200 points to 16,979. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Traffic was sponsored by Two Men in a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomeninajunktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Between market volatility, inflation, global unrest, and the presidential election, there's a lot going on. Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Have a plan built that matches up with your investment and retirement goals. Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button. It's time to put things in order. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. annexwealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Big savings are here, thanks to Senator Dan Fine. He helped cut property taxes by $11 billion, making home ownership more affordable. That's not all. His efforts slashed income and franchise taxes by nearly $17 billion. Call 608-266-5300 and thank Senator Fine for keeping your money where it belongs, in your wallet. Remember, when your money's on the line, you can count on Senator Dan Fine. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Advocacy Fund.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
At Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, we have just the right people in all the right places to do all we can to catch excellence on our way to perfection.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
8:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I got big news for the Wisconsin State Fair. Like that?
Yeah, I did.
Or do you want me to talk about aliens some more?
Go ahead.
I thought I saw this coming. I think I even said it on the air. I said after EAA reported another record year for attendance, nearly 750,000 people at EAA this year, I said on this year's program, keep your eyes on State Fair. Could be lined up for another record run there. And indeed, the 173rd running of the fair brought more than 1.1 million people to the grounds in the 11-day run. 1,136,805 fairgoers reported, 6,000 more than the, oh, by the way, pre-pandemic record of 2019.
Why?
I don't know.
And I mean that in the nicest
Right, yes.
of ways. I'm not. Why was it? Is it just the weather?
I don't know if they're finding more ways to open the ground. Like, think about this. It's fewer hours. In 2019, they used to open at 8 a.m.
Good point.
And I think they tail back some of the evening hours. They don't stay open until midnight every night of the fair. I think Monday through Wednesday, they close at 10. So you're talking about fewer hours actually in the run and still breaking records. And yes, to your point, the fair's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Like a century and a half.
I mean, that's
even more.
great. Happy for them. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, something's happening. Like people, I talked to friends that went to the fair 6 times. I just saw them. I'm like, you guys went to the fair 6 times? Well, we didn't go all day, every day. Like there were different bands we wanted to hear. We hung out. We had some drinks, maybe something to eat. So we bought tickets early. That is one thing that the fair has done super well outside of gate promotions. These early promotions that come your way in spring, like, hey, buy tickets now for the fair for $5 or whatever it is.
Okay.
You know, all right, we have these tickets. Let's go.
Well, so obviously EAA did well too.
And EAA did well. Yet Summerfest, as you pointed out, did fewer numbers. And granted, they
different animal.
They've been in flux for some time with the changing in the schedule and things like that. And there was a time where Summerfest try to top 1 million people every year. We've talked about this before. When Bo Black was running Summerfest, she wanted to jam people on the grounds. She thought the mark of a successful festival was to put more than 1 million people down there through the run. We got incessant updates on the attendance.
Yep.
And when Smiley came in and started running it, he's like, attendance is not an irrelevant number, but it's not as important as fan experience and revenue.
Sure, of course.
Is this festival healthy in terms of revenue? Is it paying off for our vendors and our folks enjoying themselves? They actually got closer to what, 800,000? But now we've changed it to the 3 weekends and things like that. So I'm not suggesting there's anything to worry about there, but to your point, they are different animals. But nonetheless, a really great run for State Fair.
How about that?
352,000 original cream puffs this year, 21,000 of the specialty flavored variety. Which surprised me. That number feels low.
The specialty?
Yeah. The root beer float cream puff. I don't know, man. I like cream puff flavored cream puffs.
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah. 90,000 trips over the Sky Glider. 35,000 potatoes from the Wisconsin Products Pavilion.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Well done.
Wisconsin State Fair 2025, Thursday, July 31st through Sunday, August 10th. You know what I mean, Deb?
Yeah, absolutely. Westbound on 94. Got backups from before 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is going to be a bit slow from 84th Street through the stadium. Northbound 43, that's still kind of heavy coming up from before Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keith. Southbound's heavy from Hampton down to Capitol Drive. And then on westbound 894 out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street. We've got delays there through that construction zone. Hey, BRI's on the roads report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Michael Quizon is the IT systems administrator at Great Midwest Bank. Before switching to document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, they had a printer problem.
We talked to James Imaging. We said, we need to take down the number of printers that we have. What can we do?
The experts at James Imaging Systems researched your printing process, overall workflow, costs, supplies.
So we went from probably 120, 130 printers down to 50 some odd printers.
And
our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
Michael, the benefit as the bank's IT systems administrator?
I don't have to deal with printers. One less thing on my plate.
Anything to add about your experience?
In terms of James Imaging, they've been a great partner.
Switch to document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. How'd that tennis game go this morning? You feeling it now, but you got to get out there because you need the exercise and you love doing things with your friends outside during these beautiful summer months. Well, here's the deal. There are ways you can deal with that pain that you're feeling, that bone-on-bone constant pain, the arthritis in your joints that you're dealing with. There's a very easy way. It's QC Kinetics. It's an effective way to deal with that pain, and it's not drugs and it's not surgery. There are exciting new cellular therapies coming from QC Kinetics, cutting-edge treatments that accelerates your own body's healing properties so you don't have to go under the knife, you don't have to take a bunch of painkillers, and there's no downtime. You can still go into the office. QC Kinetics. Here's the number. Stop by and get yourself a free consultation. You can go talk face-to-face with the clinicians and figure out whether or not this is going to work for you. You can stop in Mequon or Greenfield. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Our house is looking kind of drab. Needed a little bit of a facelift, and I found the team that took care of it big time. It's CertaPro Painters. Each business is independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. Schedule your free estimate online. It's easy. CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They will come out and help you protect your home investment with quality painting. It's CertaPro Painters. They are the real deal. They did great work at our house. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Certa. Florida Pro Painters.
Hi, it's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel, inviting you on an unforgettable 2025 European journey. Travel in style, embrace beauty, and create memories with new friends as you visit our favorite destinations, including Ireland, Italy, Germany, France, Switzerland, Poland, Croatia, and more. Whether it's your first or your 10th time visiting Europe, you don't want to miss out on our expertly crafted group tours with Insight Vacations, Globus, or Avalon Waterways. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Let's explore the world together.
So the Olympics still aren't over.
Well, kind of not. I mean, it
is
might,
done?
It might be over now. Yeah, that's the sound of a bronze medal being packaged into a cardboard box. And Jordan Childs is making sure she's got the address right. Yeah, U.S. Gymnastics says an arbitration panel will not reconsider a decision asking gymnast Jordan Childs now to return the bronze medal that she was awarded in the floor exercise at the Paris Olympics. You remember what happened. She was in 5th place. Her coach put in an inquiry to the judges saying, hey, no, you didn't do the degree of difficulty correct here. That bumped her to 3rd place, but then there was a ruling that said that inquiry was not put in time, that it wasn't within a minute after it was supposed to be done. And they said, no, it was. But now this arbitration panel saying, nope, we're not going to reconsider anything.
So Court of Arbitration for Sport will not consider an appeal to its earlier decision,
but yes,
which basically said the Childs has to give the medal back.
So now USGA Gymnastics says it's not over yet. We're deeply disappointed, but we will consider every avenue, including the Swiss Federal Tribunal, to ensure that just scoring, placement, and medal goes to Jordan.
The who?
The Swiss Federal Tribunal.
What is?
So
who are these people?
I assume.
Do they have an actual courthouse?
I assume it's like a mysterious group in robes,
right? And of what jurisdiction do they have over who gets medals?
I keep thinking of like the Avengers, where they had those mysterious guys that would like be on Zoom monitors in like dark lighting. You can't see their face, but they're telling Tony Stark what to do.
Judges also would have accepted Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure reference.
Oh,
where
very
the people
good.
are up on the things in the robes.
Yeah,
right?
Similar to that.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the Federal Tribunal is.
Sure,
I don't know.
they are.
I don't know how they get selected or why they would be even remotely interested in this.
Keep your medal. We have decided.
But what do you do? Like, how do you send it? Do they send her a seal and she puts it on a box, just like if you're returning something, and then she just drops it off at UPS?
Right, the package
Would you
store?
like a return receipt? Yes, I would like one. Thank you.
Actually, really, I don't care what happens to this now. I did. Told me to send it. Fine.
There she is. Yeah, live feed. Her taping up the box.
Is she going to for sure send it back?
I pretty much have
do you
to.
have to?
I think they're going to.
No, I won this. You gave this to me. Also, who are these judges who screwed this up? This is basic stuff. What's the level of difficulty here? You're judging at the Olympics?
It's a great question.
The athletes are the best people we have on the planet Earth in their disciplines. Shouldn't our judges be the best people we have on the planet?
This happens every Olympics. There's
inexcusable.
There's always some type of gaffe or questionable call or something with the. It's always figure skating usually.
Yes.
Something has to be done incorrectly so we can talk about it for years.
Greg Pancake Hill is the producer of the program. He has some other breaking news on the Olympics front.
Whether you give a medal back or not, you do not get an upgraded flight on your fly home from the Olympics.
Who didn't?
Our guy Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah?
Oh, Kenny Bednarik.
A couple hours ago, he posted no flight upgrade after a silver medal, frowny face.
Oh.
So he can't flash the bling and be like, hey, you think I just bump up first class a little bit? I'm an Olympian. Nope, doesn't get you anything. And the comments are riddled with tagging Delta. Hey, Delta, fix this.
Come on, he's our guy.
Do better, Delta.
Do better.
Yeah, so they're all coming to the defense of our guy, as we do here in America for our athletes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that one. You can't just swing your medal around and expect something better
things to
happen.
happen for you.
I'm with you, too. I mean, hey, you gave it a good go. You got silver medal to show for it, but hey, you're flying with the rest of us, pal. Sorry.
Yeah, I just got a big promotion at work. How about an upgrade?
What do you think, Delta?
What do you do? I work in an office over here. Nah.
And if you don't get it, take to X or Facebook, and then hopefully your fans are tagging the airline that you're in and burying them, and hopefully they fix it.
Well, then maybe what Delta can do, if they could still fix it, I don't know if he's still on his way home, but maybe they can fly. I assume he probably flies into Minneapolis. Right?
I don't
and then
think
has
he's
to drive
going to
over
Rice
to
Lake.
So then take care of that.
He's not flying home to
Yes.
Wisconsin. He's probably going to California, wherever he trains.
Oh, he doesn't
from
still
Rice Lake.
I suppose he doesn't still live in Rice Lake.
Yeah, I think he's landing at Austin Straubel and then going to drive.
That's what I was saying. He lands in Twin Cities and they drive back over the border to Rice Lake.
Wait for the overcorrection. It'll be the whole Racine Police Department will give him a escorted ride all the way back from the airport. There's going to be some overcorrection for this erroneous treatment of our Olympiads.
If Delta wants to fix it, they fly their DC-10 or their 737 MAX in there and land it at Rice Lake Muni. All right, your personal charter.
Yes.
We fixed it.
Yes, make it better.
8:55, Wisconsin's Morning News. Tape that thing up. One more time before 9 o'clock here, Deb.
All righty. Westbound 894 out of the Mitchell interchange. Thank you. To 68th Street. You're going to see those backups there through the construction zone. Eastbound on 94. That's going to be a bit heavy from 84th all the way through the Stadium interchange. A couple pockets there. The westbound side is going to be heavy from 27th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And southbound 43 heavy from just before Hampton Avenue past Keefe. Northbound's backed up from before Fond du Lac up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
To be the best, you've got to beat the best.
This is hit pretty well out to center. Back on it is Mitchell at the track, leaping up. He made the catch. Garrett Mitchell tracking it all the way to the wall.
It's a clash of division leaders as the Brewers host the Dodgers at AmFam Field. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:35. We are the home of the first place Brewers, WTMJ.
Let's make sure your air conditioner gets you through this next stretch and all the way through the summer cooling season. Vince Vitrano for your comfort guys. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. Best time to reach out to Nicole and Brent, local family-owned company, is before you have an emergency. If you need them in a hurry, say that AC quits on you in the middle of a tough stretch here, look them up at yourcomfortguys.com. Tell them Vinny sent you. They'll get out to the house as quickly as they can. But like I said, you call them today and get that relationship started before your air conditioner surrenders to the late summer heat. Get that thing tuned up and then also get scheduled for your fall heating. What do they call that thing there? Furnace. You want to get that done too?
Yeah, furnace.
Yeah, that heats your house. Yeah, get set for the fall and that furnace tune-up as well. You look them up at yourcomfortguys.com. Tell them Vinny sent you. Not only cool your house better if you get that thing done, but cool it more efficiently. Save you money in the long run. And now you've got a relationship going with this great company that will service your home heating and cooling needs for a long time. I've got your HVAC guy. It's Your Comfort Guys. That's Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. 262-664-9284. Yourcomfortguys.com.
Buying a home should be a joy, but could you imagine doing this without a realtor? Paperwork, inspections, appraisals, deadlines, showings, market research? Or you could relax. Or understanding legal documents, negotiating offers, coordinating inspections, securing finance. Oh, sorry. A realtor can take the stress out of the home buying process. See how at wra.org/a-realtor-can. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Realtors Association.
Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie & Fry Water Conditioning. I've got their water softener. I've got an RO system from Guthrie & Fry. That means the water coming into my house is filtered. It's crisp, clean, clear. Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry. Quality products and services at a fair price from a local company you can trust. Guthrie & Fry protects the water in my house. They deliver the salt. Sue and Rob, owners, very generous. And on top of it, they'll treat your family like their family. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice is Guthrie & Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry.
Why settle for just the job when you could have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee new car dealer members have service, technician, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.jobs. That's ADAMM.jobs.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Looks like the best chance for rain this week is Thursday. On Thursday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, morning rain, and then storms likely in the afternoon and a high of 76 degrees. As for today, just a low chance of a pop-up shower once again under mostly sunny skies and a high of 82. Out of time. Got to get to Scafidi. WTMJ's Political Power Hour is up next with Steve Scafidi. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Back in the old days, people didn't worry about power outages because power didn't exist. But we've grown fairly fond of the luxuries afforded by electrical power. So unless you want to go back